This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
I work really hard, but I don't make a whole lot of money. And now, my hours are being cut back at work. I've gotten so far behind on my bills, I feel like I'll never get caught up.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
We're not going to judge you.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free.
859-CALL-US.
In Lexington and now in London.
And tonight's Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week brought to you by Mingua Beef Jerky. You got to try this stuff. UPS, the Kentucky Loop, sponsor of our replay tonight. The Bob Roberts Insurance Halftime Report. Bob Roberts Insurance over in Richmond. Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week. Lexington Diagnostic and Open MRI, Bluegrass Orthopedics, Rafferty's, where the special is you, Double Dogs, biggest flat screen in Lexington, Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky, the Kentucky Scoreboard. You can catch them tonight on 6:30 WLAP, 10 to midnight. Rick Shaw, Don Atkins, on 6:30 WLAP. They'll have coaches' interviews and all the scores on the Kentucky Scoreboard Show, 10 to midnight every Friday night. Crown Trophy, Ryan Tyson, and the Scholastic Ball Report. And, of course, that'll be Sunday at noon on the CW. Gary Ball with Mike Meehan and William Warfield. We are at Heber Field, at Jake Bell Stadium on the campus of Henry Clay High School here tonight for high school football. It's undefeated Douglas coming to town tonight to take on the hot Blue Devils of Henry Clay.
What a game, what a game. We've been looking forward to this. It's going to be quite interesting to see how Henry Clay's speed can handle the tremendous talent all over the field by the Douglas High School football team.
And they've got an outstanding quarterback, of course, Cameron Jones. And we've got the national anthem here, and we'll pause for that. Then we'll come back with the starting lineups here on PrepSpin.com, the leading digital sports network in the state of Kentucky.
I'm on a fixed income. Credit cards help me balance the money that's coming in and what I need to live on. I've thought about bankruptcy, but how am I supposed to pay for it?
Sometimes the people that need help the most are the very people who can least afford it.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve. Over 30,000 Kentuckians are saving time and money by doing their banking online with Whitaker Electronic Banking.
341,000 transactions were made on the go last year using the Whitaker Bank mobile app.
Over 340,000 text alerts were sent last year with Whitaker Bank text banking.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Some things never change. Like the sound of pads crushing against the equipment, the feel of cleats on fresh-cut grass, or the deep rest from a full practice. Another thing that never changes, the feeling of relief when the whistle blows for break. And the savory snack to go along with it. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingua moment.
Welcome back here to Henry Clay High School. Here tonight, the Blue Devils, they come in 5-3, ranked number 8 in the AP poll in the state of Kentucky. And Frederick Douglass comes in 8-0, Coach. They're ranked number 1 in the state of Kentucky. Looking at the schedules, though, I would say that Henry Clay can boast that they've played a tougher schedule. They played Covington Catholic in the Bluegrass Bowl. That's one of their losses. And they played Johnson Central, lost by a touchdown late early in the year, about the third game of the year. And then they lost to Southwestern. So this is a football team that's ripped off 4 straight wins after those early losses, speaking of Henry Clay. And, of course, Douglas comes in 8-0 and ranked number 1 in the state of Kentucky.
And those 3 losses, that's no patsies. I guarantee you Covington Catholic's one of the best teams in the state right now.
They sure are, and they're ranked number 1 in the state in 5A, and they're still undefeated. The Colonels up there, of course, under Eddie Evanston, a guy we know very well, former quarterback for the Kentucky Horsemen. I want to give we got some shout-outs tonight. We'll give them a shout-out later in the game, but Greg and Lisa Brixey watching in Forest Park, Georgia. I want to say hello to Rob and Mary Brixey. They're watching in Orlando, Florida. So there we go. We got some folks watching in Georgia and Florida. Lamont Cornelison is watching in Berea. Samantha Cornelison is watching over at Madison Southern. Terry Cornelison in Richmond and Jim Cornelison in Berea. Those are all the Brixey shout-outs tonight. And it's going to be Henry Clay and Douglas here tonight at Jake Bell Stadium, Heber Field, here tonight, the home of Henry Clay. We've been here a number of times. The rain holding off right now, Coach.
Yes, it is, and it's a beautiful night, actually. If the rain holds off, maybe a little sprinkle won't hurt anything. Both of these teams boast a lot of speed, Gary, and they would love to have a really good field to play on tonight.
And both teams finish their regular season on the road. They go up to northern Kentucky to Garner and Cooper to play next week before they end their regular season. And you know Douglas wants to end that regular season with an unblemished record of 10-0.
Yeah, they would love to have a 10-0 record. They're going to have to face some pretty good teams down the road, or either one of these teams, whoever wins and keeps going in the playoffs. There are some tough 6A teams.
There really are, and you look at the 6A football next year. That dynamic will change quite a bit because a number of these teams are dropping down to 5A.
Right, it'll be a big surprise for some people too, going down to 5A like Douglas is going down to 5A. The new school in Scott County that'll have an effect on everything.
Great crossing over there. Lonnie Collins is the center for Douglas, 6'5". He's 290 pounds. And, Coach, we talk about this offensive line. It's one of the best in the state of Kentucky. Jake O'Buck is the left guard, 6'5", 280. He's going to – well, he's been offered by UT Martin. Jeff Black is 6'3", 240 and a senior. Will Parks, he's 6'4", 285 and a junior. He's been offered by Notre Dame.
I know, that's a crew. I'll tell you, they're big and they're strong. They're well-trained. They're well-coached. But they're going to be going up against a pretty tough defensive line tonight.
Yeah, and your guy, Jager Burton, 6'4", 250, he's the son of Jeff Burton, the assistant coach there at Douglas. And then you got the tight end, Trey Scott. The wideouts, Hayden Hunt. Boy, Hayden Hunt is so talented, Coach.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that run his routes perfectly. When you look at these high school kids, a lot of them have skills, as far as speed goes, but they're not really good route runners. Well, there's a couple guys on both of these teams that can really run.
DeKel Crowdis, he's a sophomore. Yeah, Crowdis. When you combine Hunt and Crowdis, Coach Meehan, you've got 61 catches, 1,200 yards, and 12 touchdowns between just 2 receivers there for Douglas. That's pretty potent. And I haven't even mentioned Fishback yet.
Fishback's a different ball carrier altogether. He can play just about anywhere on the field. But Crowdis is the guy I look for to make the big plays.
Cameron Jones is a 6'8", 220-pound quarterback for Douglas. There's rumors that he's going to play tight end in college when he goes up to Cincinnati, but I think he's a quarterback, Coach. DeMarco Fishback is the halfback, 6'1", 180 senior. He's got 878 yards coming in. He'll probably go over 1,000 yards tonight, Coach, I think, with any kind of game at all.
Any kind of game at all, he will. By the way, Gary, Douglas won the toss and is going to receive.
So Micah Lowe will be, so I've given their offensive starter, so that's apropos since they're going to receive the ball unless they fumble. Micah Lowe is a 6'1", 185 senior. And the coach, the thing that's so impressive about Lowe, he's such a smart student in the classroom, he's going to get academic scholarship type of things. I mean, he doesn't even need a athletic scholarship, although he's a great wide receiver.
Well, there's some places then that need to get a hold of him because he can hold his own both in the classroom and on the field.
And that defense for the Blue Devils, the coaches were talking about, usually they run a 3-4, Coach. Will they mix that up into tonight, 4-3 maybe?
Well, yeah, maybe they'll go to an even front a little bit. They'll probably slant some. That's a big thing they can do. And they can put a lot of pressure on the outsides at the quarterback, who's not been pressured this year as far as I know.
The starters we were given, these are who Coach Simpson gave us for Henry Clay. They may change. Bronson Thomas is a defensive tackle, 6'2", 310-pound senior. Matt Brixey, Coach, you like Brixey, 290 pounds a senior. He is a load up there.
He's a load, but he also knows how to play football.
Yeah, he does.
He doesn't just sit in there and try to clog a hole up.
Ben Bates is the other defensive lineman, 6'3", 220. The linebackers, Jordan Kimball, 6'1", 190, a junior. Darian Harden, he's a 6', 215-pound senior. And you got Cameron Maynard and McDaniels back there as well. Chris Dabney's the outside linebacker, 6', 170. The cornerbacks are Langston Jackson, a senior, 2 interceptions on the season. Nate Steiner is a free safety. Ramon Jackson's a strong safety. And Bryce Higgins. Those are the defensive players for Henry Clay. And we'll have some new players, some different players in there as well. But Douglas will come out. They are in their Miami Hurricane uniforms. That's the best way to describe them, Coach. Orange pants. They got the orange numerals. And those helmets are got a little green on them too.
Yeah, they look pretty sharp. Both of these teams are really Henry Clay's in all blue tonight. Both of these schools have been looking forward to this game, I think, for a long time, especially when Henry Clay pulled the upset. I don't even call it an upset. They whooped up on Scott County.
The thing about it, too, is we've got some good kickers in this game. You got Ryan Ligeb there for Douglas. He's a good kicker. And you got the young man for Henry Clay, Graham Wald, is an outstanding kicker. He'll probably kick at the collegiate level.
Yeah, I think actually we've seen some really good kickers this year all the way around. Boyle County, these two teams. Really been a good year for kickers. Not so good for punters.
So the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week is just about set to get underway. Hayden Hunt will drop back deep for Douglas to receive, and also it looks like DeKel Crowdis will drop back there with him, those two deep guys, and they will receive the wall kick. This young man for Henry Clay on the season, Coach, is 26 of 30 extra points. But the thing about Wald that's impressive, he's 8 of 9 from field goal range.
Yeah, I know. That's not a lot of teams want go ahead and kick those field goals, so when Henry Clay needs it, they will. Oh, by the way, congratulations to Cedric Dixon, number 60 in tackle. Sang the national anthem tonight here in front of this crowd and did a really good job for Henry Clay.
So Wald set to kick it off for Henry Clay, and we're just about set for this big city matchup. The winner of this, folks, they get all the marbles. They get the district championship. They get home field advantage of the playoffs.
And that makes a big, big difference to not have to travel.
So Wald has it teed up on the near hash mark. Graham Wald is an outstanding kicker. He's already visited some colleges and talking about kicking at the collegiate level. And I would say the university right down the street here at the University of Kentucky would take a look at this young man.
They need to take a look at somebody.
Yeah, their
they've
kicking
had some problems.
Yeah, so Wald will kick off, and Crowd is back at the 10, and Hayden Hunt back at the 10-yard as well. And the up man there for Douglas, we can't quite see his number, but we'll see after this kick by Wald, who does return the kick. And this Mingua Beef Jerky game of the week is underway. It's a good kick.
Beautiful.
And it drives Hunt back at the 2. He's out to the 5, to the 10. 15 comes in the near side, breaks the tackle the 20. He's to the 25, 30, 35, and finally wrestled out of bounds. Good hustle over there to get him as Jackson. That is, of course, Langston Jackson got him out of bounds.
Yeah, number 17 for Henry Clay. Musa, yeah, check it out. He tries to make the tackle real quick and misses it and gives him that extra yard.
He had him back at the 15, so he got another 37. He got another 22 yards after that miss, Coach.
That's Musa Kaluta.
So the Douglas Broncos, 8-0 in the season. They won 10 games last year. They won 18 out of 21 football games, Coach. Pretty impressive for a new program.
Pretty impressive.
And this time Jones will go with the twins to the near. And he gets to Fishback, hit and dropped in the backfield. What a great play. Turned in, and that was by Jordan Kimball.
Yeah, Jordan Kimball comes from that outside linebacker position. Look at the replay. Comes in hard from the outside linebacker position, runs right through the offensive tackle's block.
That's exactly what you were talking about, Coach.
Yeah.
This in rush by Henry Clay will probably give some problems to Douglas.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they're very good at that, and I'm sure that's in their game plan, is put some pressure on, especially on the quarterback.
A loss of 7 there on the run, and here's Jones back to pass. Cameron whirling to the left. Throws it. He's got a wide open receiver. He's to the 45. He's to the 40-yard line. Down the near side to the 30. Michael Lowe to the 20. Cuts it back at the 10 and to the 5. And touchdown, Michael Lowe.
He almost stepped out of bounds on about the 5-yard line. That's that crossing pattern they run. They run a double crossing pattern, and the defensive backs just get confused by the crossing. We'll take a look at that again.
Michael Lowe
on the replay.
70 yards on the touchdown.
We'll watch it after the extra.
Okay,
and we're going to see the extra point, and we'll take a look at that replay. I tell you what, Cameron Jones just flicked that one out there, didn't he, Coach?
Yeah, and that was all coaching there. That was a play call that got him. They caught him in a defense where they could cross him up.
Here's Ryan Ligeb in for the extra point that will put Douglas up 7-0. That didn't take long. Now they go for 2, and they get the 2-point conversion.
Douglas does not.
It's a good fake.
They go for 2.
And running that in, it was Neal.
Yeah, see the crossing pattern?
In the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
Michael Lowe, going all the way. Nobody was near him, Coach, till he got down near the 30-yard line.
Nice block down there. Real nice block downfield by the receiver. Beautiful.
So it's 7-0 Douglas. We'll be back on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week. 70-yard touchdown pass from Cameron Jones to Michael Lowe.
I work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills.
Ligeb set to kick off, who faked the extra point, and it was ran in by Neal. Langston Jackson will be back deep at the 5-yard line to return for Henry Clay. Here's the kick, and it'll be the up man at the 30 to the 40 to the 45, up the midfield, still running, and a good job there by Cameron Maynard. Maynard ran it all the way down. He's going to be in Douglas territory.
I don't understand that kicking short like that, but
quickly give this off. Dakota Kimes, Bronson Thomas, Ben Bates, Matt Brixey, Philip Thompson, Jordan Kimball, the tight end, Ramon Jackson, Jacoby Godfrey, Nate Steiner. Ashton Foose is the 6'3" junior quarterback in for DJ Van Horn, who's injured, and Langston Jackson should be in the backfield.
Ashton Foos is the Henry Clay
Ashton
quarterback.
Foos now in the backfield. He does have Harden to his left. And here's the snap. Looking over the right side, throws it incomplete. He was trying to go over there to Harden, but overshot him.
Overshot him by a lot. I don't know whether the ball slipped out of his hand or what. That was or maybe he's just a little nervous, but
Well,
it was open out there.
He played, of course, the second half last week in their victory.
It's a 3-4 look here by Douglas High School. They like to use those linebackers to put pressure.
Trips out to the far side. And Foos, quick toss around to Harden. Harden around the left side. Harden, and he gets to about the 43-yard line. Picked up about 4 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 6.
3rd and 6. They got outside the end, but too much pursuit out there. Pinned him against the sideline, made the tackle.
It looked like Jalen Bybee came up and helped as well. Jay-Sean Kaufman, Trey Scott, Romarian Warner. David Arnold, Gabe Hilliard, Kenja Clay, Frederick Jewett, linebacker, Dreon Perkins, Devin Neal, Jalen Bybee, and Jonathan Lott on this 3rd down and 6. Foos gives inside, and the ball carrier, and he takes it for Langston Jackson for a couple of yards.
Yeah, they're trying to spring him real quick in there. They snap the ball quick. The Douglas defense showing zone and then walked up and played man-to-man on those outside receivers. I don't know if they can play man on those guys. They've got serious speed out there.
4th down at the 42. They're showing that they're going to go for it, but maybe this is going to be a quick punt here by Foos. I'm not sure. Could be a quick kick. 4th down, and we're going to have a timeout call. By the way, the officials tonight, we need to set those for you. Joseph Ammerman is the referee. Umpires Brandon Shields. Head linesman is Aaron Handy, and line judge is David Hall. Jeremy Enlow's the side judge. Field judge is Chad Young, and those are the officials in tonight's game. 4th down, and they give around the we're going to have a halfback pass. Jackson throws it, and it's picked off at the 23-yard line, intercepted, and it's picked off by Bybee. That's his 3rd interception of the season.
He could have run the ball for the 1st down. I know they had that trick play, and they had a receiver wide open deep, but maybe it was beyond his throwing
that receiver
strength. He was way deep.
That's as good as a punt right there to the 24-yard line.
Yeah, still, I'm sure he
wanted to throw the ball a little stronger than that.
Yeah, he throw it sooner and throw it harder.
9:30 to go in the first period. It's 8-0. Douglas on top of Henry Clay.
Yeah, he let that flow out there. He had number 4 was for Henry Clay. Godfrey was deep.
Cameron Jones fakes the fishback, fires it over to Hunt, and Hunt is going to be tackled at the 29-yard line, and making the play there is going to be William Webb, the sophomore.
Yeah, he came up quick. I like his speed. All these guys on Henry Clay's team speed. Let's see this matchup now with this big offensive line against this big defensive line here.
Pickup of about 4, 2nd down and 6. Triple receivers to the top for Douglas, and lone receiver to the bottom. Fishback. Here's Jones, and he is going to be sacked. And he's going to be sacked, getting there on top of him. Let's see who got him there. And that's Chris Dabney, the 6'1", 175 junior.
Again, he came hard from the edge, and this is the thing I was talking about before the game. Their edge rushers are some of the best there are.
And Douglas helped out as well, too. That young man is singing the national anthem, Coach.
Yeah, amazing. He did a great job.
So it'll be 3rd down and 7 for the Broncos. 8 minutes, 25 seconds to go first quarter. The Broncos on top of the Blue Devils 8-0. They scored on a 70-yard touchdown pass from Jones as he found Michael Lowe wide open over on the left side. Fishback in the flank to the right. Cameron Jones looking, throws it downfield, and he throws it well covered, and it's going to be knocked away.
Nice job.
Good play there by Trace Clay, the defensive back Clay. He was a receiver all the way, and he knocked the ball away as soon as it got there.
Beautiful job. And that's the thing that I'm really interested in. They're going to test the speed of Henry Clay, and I think Henry Clay's going to win those battles.
And I'll tell you what, Coach, Henry Clay on that trick play, they had, like you said, they had a receiver wide. I think maybe they found something there on that wide open receiver downfield.
Yeah, they need to. It's tough to throw those halfback passes in a big game like this, though. Get a little nerves, early in the game.
So set to punt it away
Punt formation
is Crowdis.
Crowdis, number 11.
So Kraus will.
I love this
Crowdis
kid.
will punt from the. He can do a lot of things. Crowdis waiting for the snap, and it's a good snap. Gets off the punt and to the far side. And fumble, but jumping back on it at the 33-yard line, and that's Kobe Neal.
Don't bobble, but at least he didn't let it go and roll.
Yeah,
I'll give him that
said.
much.
Kobe Neal said, "I'm gonna jump on this ball because we got fairly decent position at the 33-yard line."
Good position. Can't ask for more than that.
So 8-0. Now Henry Clay needs to settle into their offense, coach, because this Douglas team, they found some holes in it on that drive last time, but they couldn't cash in because the young man that was throwing the halfback pass, he could have ran it for a first down.
He could have run it for a first down, and again, with a new quarterback here, with a substitute quarterback, it's tough to know if he can run the ball or not.
Ashton Foos gives to Green. Green around right side, 35, and up to the 38-yard line. Good running there by Traquan Green, the junior, 5'7", 150 pounds.
Gilbert Hilliard made the tackle. Or Gabe Hilliard, my fault. Gabe Hilliard made the tackle. Had pretty much a saving tackle, too. Good locked up the legs.
Hilliard made a lot of plays, but, made a bunch of them in the second half. That Douglas game we had a couple weeks ago was Neal. He had 14 tackles in the second half.
Remember that in the second half. That was an amazing performance.
Triple receivers out to the top. Ashton Foos rolling to the left. Foos.
He can run it.
And he's going to tuck it, and he may tuck it first down up to the midfield stripe. Let's see where he is located, and they say went out at the 48-yard line, Coach. First down.
That's a nice job. That's what I was looking for. If the fact that he can run the football is really going to help his football team out in this game.
So he gets it up. They say he did not get to the 50. He went out of bounds before that. Ashton Foos getting the play from the sideline with 7 minutes and 13 seconds. That stops the clock as he ran out of bounds. And Douglas on top of Henry Clay, 8-0.
8-0 on a 70-yard touchdown pass after a tremendous tackle on the sweep.
Green is a slot to the left, and to the right is Harden. They give it to quarterback, and Foos, he's to the 40. He is to the 30, to the 20, being chased and ran out at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, I thought he was going to make a little cutback there, but he couldn't make that cutback. We have a little replay on this, hopefully.
Take a look at that again. That was a great run there. That was a 35-yard run, Coach.
It's a Kentucky loop replay. Yeah, he breaks through that little on the outside, and then
who got him there for Douglas?
He tried to run over that last player.
I think it was number 10.
10, yeah.
And that is, of course, Logan Cummings. At the 15-yard line, Henry Clay. And it's a direct snap to Jackson. Right side, breaking tackles, and as he goes out at the 13-yard line, player shaking up a little bit there.
We're looking at the quarterback run again. He hits that off tackle like a quarterback keep, then runs over number 5 is who it is. He
Perkins
made the tackle.
Perkins broke up that play there by Jackson. I thought Jackson, if he kept his balance, Coach, that was going to be interesting.
So much speed. If he could have turned that corner and
picked up 2. Second and a long 8 at the 13. Wideouts all over the place. Twins to the near and direct snap, and Harden is going to run it. He's going to be slammed down. What a play turned in there by Kaufman, Jay Sean.
That little penetration. That was that slant I was talking about on defense. It looked to me like they had lined up in that forefront and then slanted to that side. They guessed right on it for sure. They shot those gaps and made the tackle.
And now you got third down at the 16, third and about 12 for Henry Clay. And what are you going to call here, Coach?
I don't know. With a quarterback, that guy, I'm not too sure about his passing. Maybe a little screen would be good here, especially on that wide side of the field.
Triple receivers. Godfrey's to the bottom. Foos rolling to the left, sets up throws. It's caught by Jackson, and he keeps his balance and finally goes down at the 13. It's going to be fourth down right there, Coach. Do you bring in your field goal kicker here and settle for 3?
Yeah, I think so. They're very accurate with their field goal.
He is
8. If it was 4th and 2 or something, go for it.
But it's 4th and a long 8 at the 13. So they're going to place it down. And Wald, by the way, is 8 of 9 on field goals. He could be, if he makes this, it'd be 9 of 10, 90%. Placed at the 29-yard field goal. Ashton Foose will be the holder.
Foos will hold.
So Foose to hold and Wald to kick from the 19. Placement down. Kick is up. Plenty of leg, and it is going to be good.
Plenty of leg, Gary.
4:39 in the first, and Henry Clay gets on the board with a 29-yard field goal from Wald, who is now 9 out of 10 this season, and it's 8-3. The lead belongs to the Broncos over the Blue Devils here on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
The future of healthcare seems dark at times, but for patients in Kentucky with diagnostic imaging needs, there's a place with clarity and a compassionate staff. Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI provides quality patient care while saving you hundreds to thousands of dollars as compared to hospital-based centers. Remember, for your medical imaging needs, you have a choice. Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI.
Did you know in addition
Set to kick it for the Blue Devils.
Graham Wald set to kick off. It back deep, Hayden Hunt and Daquel Crowdis, and Bibius to the up man at the 15-yard line. And here's Graham Wald into it. It's a short kick, and Henry Clays Jackson's got it, and he's off to the 30, down to the 27-yard line.
Whoa, boy, I'll tell you what.
Are they ruling that he touched the ball at the 42? No, they're going to say that he's got the ball. Great job by Graham Wald, and it's going to be Henry Clay ball at the 42. They're going to mark him up at the 42, Coach.
Yeah, mark him up at the 42 what was first. Let's see the replay.
As soon as it's touched there, it's a dead ball, so it's at the 42. So Henry Clay will have their first opportunity in this game to take a lead. They're trailing 8-3. How about that score? We got a baseball score going on here at Henry Clay and Douglas.
All right, let's see if we make any adjustments here offensively. They're squeezed in this time. Look at that. Look at this offensive formation.
Ramon Jackson goes in motion. Foose looking left. Foose back in the pocket, steps up, and Foose fakes a throw, and he's going to be run down to the 37-yard line, pickup of about 5. And was that Hilliard that got him over there?
That was David Arnold.
Arnold got him.
Yeah, David Arnold got him and flung him out of bounds. Looked like he was wrestling a steer.
Pickup of 5 there for Ashton Foose. Your thoughts of this 6'3", 180-pound junior quarterback, Coach?
So far, so good.
He runs the ball well.
Yeah, he runs the ball well. He went through a couple progressions there and didn't see anybody open.
See what he does here. Second down at the 30. He gives now to Harden. Harden down to the 35, and he's still grinding down to the 33. That's a good job there by Harden to move that pile after he was stopped. And there's a host of Douglas defenders there. David Arnold there was the first one to greet him in that. Well, among others, Hilliard helped out.
Those linebackers are coming up making the tackles. I'm watching what's happening too is Douglas. The last time I watched them, they have a tendency to come in from the outside too quick on those running backs. If they can run a little quarterback fake it up in there and keep it, or a little read action or something, they might do some damage.
Kimball and Jackson to the top. Fake to Harden, and Foose runs it. Foose first down to the 25-yard line. What a job by Ashton Foose. He got the first down to the 25, and Hilliard there made the stop. And I tell you what, big first down there by Ashton Foose, filling in for DJ Van Horn, the great quarterback for Henry Clay, who really came into his own in that Scott County game.
Yes, he did, and that's exactly what I mentioned there. Fake the ball in there and hit the off tackle or hit the outside. Douglas comes flying with those linebackers all the time.
Foose gives it inside now. Running with it is Jackson to the 22. And Arnold there to stop him again. David Arnold, that outside linebacker on the left side, making a lot of plays here for Douglas. It's going to be second down and 8 at the 23. They are pretty much already with this field goal kicker. They're in field goal range already.
Yeah, they are, but they want to get this. They want to get in the end zone, and I'm seeing a lot of open running plays that if they could get to them. a lot of misdirection would hurt Douglas right now, the way they're playing this defense.
Ashton Foose
Look
back
at
in
that.
the pocket. Pressure left side. He steps up, and he's going to be tackled. And let's see, it was Warner who got him.
Yeah, he started to get out. He had a good idea. He stepped up in the pocket. The pressure from the outside, like you said, was coming hard and fast. He stepped up, but Warner was there to grab a hold of him.
Romarian had him and would not let go. Romarian Warner on the stop. It'll be 3rd down and about 9 at the 24 for Henry Clay with 1:55 to go in the first quarter. Douglas 8, Henry Clay 3, Coach. How about that score?
Well, it's what it is, you know.
Yeah.
He's got to get the ball to his playmakers here.
Well, it's 3rd down, and Ashton Foose fakes over now, steps up, looks for the run, rolling to the left. He's hit and dropped after about a yard or so pickup.
Okay, if we can see that again, William, that's a brilliant defense. Watch the defensive line see the screen and run out with the screen. See awesome job. Number 64, the defensive tackle. Read the screen right away, ran out with the screen, took away the screen from the quarterback. He had to run at that time.
Walker Parks, 64.
Nice job, Walker Parks. Good coaching.
This time it'll be a little further field goal. 40-yarder from Wald, who's 9 of 10 on the season. Ashton Foose will hold, and I think they're going to call a timeout. Yeah, Douglas going to try to ice him with 59 seconds. Douglas will try to ice him with 59 to go here in the first quarter. And Graham Wald trying to make this an 8-6 football game.
I don't think you can ice him. If he misses it, he's going to miss it wide. He's not going to miss it short. I'll tell you that right now.
Again, we want to thank Mingua Beef Jerky, our title sponsor here, Mingua Beef Jerky. UPS, responsible for the Kentucky Loop there, the replays. They do a great job. Coming up, the Bob Roberts halftime report. Bob Roberts Insurance over in Richmond, Kentucky. Coach, what you got for us?
Oh, I've got 2 good UFOs, and we're going to talk. We're actually having a good time tonight. We're going to talk about the kicker and the holder a little bit with the rules.
Sutherland Chevrolet, they're over in Nicholasville. Lexington Diagnostic, Bluegrass Orthopedics, Rafferty's Restaurants, Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky. Kentucky Scoreboard Show, 10 to midnight on 630 WLAP with Rick Shaw and Don Atkins. And it is 4th down. They're going to place it down at the 30-yard line. Foose will hold. This will be about a 40-yard field goal here from Wald. He has plenty of leg for that, Coach.
Right, and if they're going to block it, they're going to have to block it inside. I don't think they can get there from the outside.
So Ashton Foose, the quarterback, will hold. He's got good hands.
Oh, bad
placement
snap.
down. The kick is up, and it's got plenty of leg, and it's going to be no good.
Yeah,
he just missed that one.
It was the snap, though. The snap was bad. It rolled back there. Take a look at it on replay. The snap rolled back, and he just barely had it on the tee. Probably not quite on the tee.
So 54 seconds. Mingua Beef Jerky Game of the Week, 8-3. Douglas on top. We'll be back on the Mingua Beef Jerky Game of the Week.
Of this game on PrepSpin.com. Also, catch the Scholastic Ball Report TV show every Sunday at noon on the CW with highlights of all the Central Kentucky games. First down, Frederick Douglass.
Hunt.
Jones's pass complete to
Penalty
the
on the play.
Are we back? Pass to Hunt over on the near side, and he was stopped. There's a flag down, penalty on the play.
Yeah, illegal receiver downfield. Yeah, they had an ineligible way downfield on that.
So Henry Clay had they've had 3 possessions. They tried 2 field goals. The one possession they had a receiver wide open, and they had a halfback pass going, and he just couldn't throw it that far, Coach. Henry Clay should easily be leading this football game.
Yeah, they could easily be with their quickness and so on. And the quarterback surprising me, Foose. He's doing a pretty good job.
So let's see what Cameron Jones, and he's got twins to the near side. Lone back is Fishback. He gives to DeMarco, and he's to the 20 and to the 25. Gets the line of scrimmage back, still driving. And let's see, it's stacked up there at the 20. They're going to give him the 24-yard line.
Yeah, there was a host of players involved in that tackle. 36 for Henry Clay was in on it, and a couple other guys too. So
Trinity McDaniel is 36.
Right.
Gain of 9.
And 60 is Cedric Dixon.
Yeah, the singer.
Yep.
That's the quarter.
that's the end of the first. And as we go to the second quarter, Frederick Douglass, number 1 team in the state, 8. And the Henry Clay Blue Devils, 3 here. They got a field goal by Wald of 30 yards, and then they missed a 40-yard attempt. So we'll go to the second quarter here on the Mingua Beef Jerky Game of the Week. 8-3, Douglass on top of Henry Clay.
Did you know, in addition to education assistance, UPS now provides housing for qualified employees through the UPS Kentucky Living Options and Opportunities Path, also known as UPS Kentucky Loop. You can work part-time in Louisville, go to school at Jefferson Community and Technical College, and receive housing for up to 2 years. Earn a degree or learn a trade. It's up to you. Loop benefits are available to those who live outside the Louisville metro area, whether you're just starting college or going back to school. It's time to get in the loop. For more information, visit upsjobs.com. That's upsjobs.com.
I work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills on time. I've gotten pretty far behind, and I don't know what to do.
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
Welcome back. Second quarter action here at Jake Bell Stadium, Heber Field. Gary Ball, Mike Meehan, William Warfield 8-3. Douglass on top. Here's Jones firing down the near sideline, and it's going to be tipped away. Good defense by Jackson. The intended receiver was Crowdis, and I tell you, Crowdis was battling Jackson all the way down the sideline for that one, Coach.
That was a battle all the way. You're right, and you can see that they match up really well with their speed. The receiver had a step on him at first, but Jackson made up for it.
Looks like the officials are conferring. There is a flag down on the play as we start the second quarter, and that's going to be ineligible receiver against Douglass. Second time we've had that call tonight, Coach.
Yeah, second time. I don't know what. Maybe I don't think we have time to see it again, but there has to be.
They're going to, I think, just. Not take
5-yard penalty on the play.
Are they going to take it? Yep, they are. I thought they were going to decline the penalty and it would have been third down.
Well, it's loss of down, right?
Down. It's second and 11.
No, it's second and 11.
If they would decline, it would have been third.
Right.
So it's second down 11 now. That's why I thought they might decline it. 11:53 to go here in the first half. 8-3. Douglass leads Henry Clay. Cameron Jones, quick toss to Fishback around the left side. Fishback being chased and pursued, and he's got the first down up to the 30-yard line, lowers that left shoulder, and actually they marked him out at the 28.
28-yard line, he stepped out of bounds.
So he does not have the first down. to be third down and about 2. So Jackson, Langston helped out, and Raymond helped out on that play as well.
Both Jacksons, no, not related. They're just same last name, not related.
And they're both fast.
Both very fast.
Third down and about 2. Let's call it 3 with second quarter underway here. Cameron Jones gives the Fishback into the line. He's held and dropped immediately. Great play.
Defense.
And that was a super play turned in by Chris Dabney.
Chris Dabney made a great tackle on that play. That's interesting that they're trying to run that little power thing or whatever on 2 yards. You know, again, I think Douglas's strength against Henry Clay is throwing the football, but not throwing it deep. They're not going to outrun them. They've got to throw those underneath things.
Kobe Neal back deep to receive this punt from Crowdis. Crowdis will punt from the 15 inside the 15-yard line. 11 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Second quarter, and Crowdis set the punt to Neal. And he is back at the 30. Fake it, and they've got the first down and more. 35-40, running to Neal to the 50-yard line, 40, and chased out of bounds, Coach. And looking back, no yellow hankies on the field, and that's a fake punt that goes for big yardage down to the 35 of Henry Clay.
Yeah, that's extremely well blocked, by the way. Just a super call by the coaching staff, but something they've practiced many times. You can tell the way they blocked it. They were really sealed off the inside and kicked out and allowed the runner to fake that.
We've seen Henry Clay with an onside kick that they recovered. We've seen a fake punt by Douglass, so both teams pulling out all the trickery here tonight.
Well, they know they're going to have to do something. Each team thinks they're going to have to get something special going.
So Douglass trying to strike They've got 8 points in the first half. Jones firing right side, called by Lowe. Lowe to the 25 and dropped at the 25-yard line. And making the stop there was Nate Steiner.
Yeah, nice tackle by Steiner.
Steiner is a 5'7", 170-pound senior defensive back.
Yeah, nice locked up, looked in, made the tackle, nice and secure. Both of these teams are good tackling teams.
They really are.
Good coaching.
That's why they're playing for the district title here tonight. Henry Clay winners of 4 in a row, and Douglas 8-0 on the season. They lead 8-3, 10-18 to play first half. Back is Jones. Pressure left side, throws it downfield, and touchdown. Wide open in the end zone. Wide open, and that's Hayden Hunt.
Complete the number 8, Hayden Hunt.
Yeah, he threw that little post pattern. We'll see that again on the Kentucky loop.
25 yards, touchdown, Frederick Douglass.
Yeah, Jones threw a nice ball, Coach. Hayden Hunt was wide open. How did he get so open?
Well, they're running the levels pass. There was an inside. They had 3 receivers out that side. The outside receiver and the inside receiver. The inside receiver ran a short post, a little curl action. The outside receiver got behind him. The corner just bit and didn't get over there in time.
So Ligab out of the Montavian Bean. Now they shifted back over.
Yeah, when we get a chance, William, can you run that back and show that again? We're going to look at that again, Gary. That's a pretty well executed play.
Bean will hold for the Ligab kick, and the kick is up, and it is good. So the Broncos lead 15-3, 10-11 to go in the first half, and we're going to take a look at that touchdown pass. Here it comes again.
Okay, see 3 receivers at the top of the screen. Now watch the corner bites on the curl, and he doesn't get over there in time. The safety took the inside post pattern, the short post pattern.
How do you not see Hayden Hunt out there? He's one of the best receivers on Douglas.
Now that's just the construction of the defense itself. The safety should have been deep on that play, and he could have picked it off.
10-11. We'll keep it right here. Of course, remind you, coming up tonight on 6:30 WLAP, the Kentucky Scoreboard Show from 10 to midnight. And Rick Shaw and Donnie Atkins will give us scores from all around Kentucky, talk to coaches. And, Coach, I listen to that show every Friday night when I get in my car, no matter what time it is, up until midnight.
Me too. I do too, yeah.
I listen to Rick and
Donnie. Listen,
Donnie.
I'm looking forward to seeing your interview with Wandale Robinson. If you people turn to CW on Sunday or set your recorder, because – this kid is a superstar.
Yeah, he is. You don't think about him. He can do everything. Not just one thing. He can do it all.
I know their offensive coordinator, and what they do with him, they move him different positions to cause problems with the defense.
GRC is our team of the week, Sunday at noon on the CW Scholastic Ball Report. Low kick, and Jackson will pick it up at the 10, and he is to the 15, not going anywhere. So Jackson will be swarmed under by a host of Broncos. Yep.
Perkins and Neal on the tackle for the Broncos.
Dion Perkins there helped out on the stop.
Neal. And again, when you bobble the ball like that, I mean, the coverage team is flying down the field. They're going to get there. So you're lucky you can get anything.
Douglas 15 and Henry Clay 3 here with 10:06 to go in the second quarter. Coming up, our Roberts Insurance halftime report with Coach Me and his UFOs, Unheralded Football Overachievers, and you make the call.
That's right. Little rule.
Ashton Foose. Jackson in motion. Foose looking right. Fires it in. It's going to be caught. And it's caught by Jackson. He fumbles it. And it's picked up by. And Douglas is going to take it in. And who was that, Coach? I'm blocked. I can't see the number.
JoJo Edmonds.
Evans?
22. There is a flag on the play.
Yeah, flags after the fumble recovery, though.
Yeah, 28 picked it up.
That's Bybee. Jalen Bybee is 28.
Walking the back against Frederick Douglass.
So that'll bring that back.
See that again.
Yeah, let's see what that was. I was totally blocked by the screen to the wall here.
That was definitely a fumble.
Yep.
Yeah, 28 picked it up.
That's Bybee.
Little block in the back right there. So that ball's going to come back to about the 12-yard line, 10-yard line?
Yeah, it was Ramon Jackson who had to catch, and as he tried to cut it back inside, he lost the football. And I tell you, turnovers are key, and now you're going to give Douglas his high-powered offense up 15-3 the ball at the 12-yard line of Henry Clay.
Yeah, and it's going to take some work to come back against them if they get this score. They've got to come up with something here. I mentioned earlier that turnovers are going to be a key in this game, and, gosh.
We're going to have timeout, I believe, called.
Henry Clay.
Timeout by Henry Clay. Timeout on the field, 9:54 to go in the second quarter. We'll be back on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week, 15-3, Douglas on top.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank our corporate sponsors for tonight's event. Hilliard Line.
Douglas breaks huddle, and Cameron Jones, he has Fishback to his right, twins out to the top. Fake gives it to Fishback. Fishback is going to be hit, and he's going to be dropped all the way back at the 18-yard line in there to get him Cameron Maynard.
That's a nice job by the defense. It's tough to get outside on these guys because they know how to play the edge. They've seen Fishback kill other teams running on the corners. And they said, nope, you're not going to get the corners on us.
Boy, they've been in the film room, haven't they?
They've been in the film room.
They have spelled that play out before it even took place.
They did.
That's about the third time Fishback's been stopped in the backfield. We've never seen him stopped in the backfield.
No, he's actually lost yardage in this game. But again, he's ready he can break one at any time.
2nd and 14, triple receivers to the near. Cameron Jones rolls that way. Cameron, and he is going to be hit as he releases it. And diving catch, there's a flag. It's going to be a touchdown by Bean, but he catches the ball, but there's a flag down.
Yeah, that's going to either be holding right here on the 10-yard line, holding against Frederick Douglass. He grabbed the
he's pointing toward Henry Clay.
Well, that's what I was going to say, holding it against Frederick Douglass, or a personal foul against Henry Clay for grabbing the guy and throwing him down by his jersey after the play.
And it's going to be
there's your hold.
Going to be against Douglas, so that nullifies a Montavian Bean. Well, Bean made a great sliding touchdown catch.
He got underneath and made the catch.
Take a look at that again, Coach. Look at him diving there in the end zone for that one.
Really good job. The penalty was over here on this side, and it was right at the end of the play, so it was a live ball play, a live ball penalty. So that's why the touchdown doesn't count.
Shout out to Greg and Lisa Brixey in Forest Park, Georgia.
15-yard penalty.
Rob and Mary Brixey in Orlando, Florida. We got to watch it in Georgia and Florida. And if I know it's 6 hours behind, but Ben Meehan out in Hawaii.
In the Oahu area.
Yep, checking it out. Well, that takes it way back. It's second down. What do you call 2nd and 28?
Well, Henry Clay's late getting their safeties
fires it out to Fishback. Fishback. Him in, he breaks it down to the 20 and down to the 20-yard line.
Got another block in the back by Douglas.
Penalty flag down. Yeah, it might have been against the big tackle out there.
Yeah, I think it was, and it looked like he came in from the backside. A little hold they
76,
called.
Coach.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Sorry, and I think that was, So, looked like it was against Douglas.
Yeah, it looks like it was.
So they're going to have 2nd down, and they're going to have about, my goodness, half of Fontaine.
43-yard line.
Yeah, 76 is not on my roster.
Yeah, he's not on any roster I've got either, Coach. So
he's a big dude.
I've got a Jeffrey Black on one roster. That might be him.
Yeah, it's a big dude.
It's only 76 I've got.
playing left guard, Gary.
2nd and 41, Coach. What do you call 2nd and 41?
What can you call? You try to get the ball down the field.
Jones throws it deep downfield. He's got a receiver, and he catches it, and it's going to be to the 7-yard line.
Yeah, again, nice catch, nice throw. That quarterback, Jones, can fire the ball. Boy, he can really throw it a distance. Henry Clay's letting those receivers get inside them, and it's causing a great problem.
Yeah, that's going to be 1st and goal. They say they needed 41, and they got 42, Coach.
Yeah,
so
nice
they do have
throw.
a 41-yard play.
Yep, bam, right there. Yeah, he was down right there.
Bean made a great catch.
He did. I don't understand.
How you can let him get behind you there?
Right. I would have never guessed that Henry Clay, with their speed and their good secondary, could allow these passes to be.
So we're gonna have a timeout so Douglas can regroup. But 8:20 to go in the first half. It's Douglas 15 and Henry Clay 3 here. And, of course, this is the Mingua Beef Jerky Game of the Week. And we want to thank Mingua Beef Jerky, Coach, all of our sponsors.
For our special halftime ceremony honor.
Yeah, this is again, this is really interesting. You get a distance of, how far was that? 3rd and
41.
41 yards.
And they got 42.
Yeah, that was in their playbook. They got it's called a 42-yard pass play.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. But to allow that to happen, I'm sure the defensive coaches for Henry Clay are extremely frustrated. But that's their downfall tonight has been those long passes, or even in that first touchdown was a short pass that went 70 yards.
And you got it at the 1-yard line. You've got Fishback, who's got 16 touchdowns on the season rushing, coming in. And, another touchdown. Let's see who else we got back there.
First and goal from the 1.
Fishback.
Well, the quarterback can keep it, too. He can run the football.
Give to Fishback, and he walks into the end zone. Touchdown. That's his 17th touchdown of the season, Coach.
Very, very confused look on the defensive line for Henry Clay. If you watch the big tackle for Henry Clay on this side, steps inside, takes a double team real well, but can't get back out, and there's no help from the outside. 70, let's see. Yeah, is it 78? Yeah, 78, 76. Nice job of playing the double team, but he just couldn't get back outside.
So Douglas now leads 21-3 with 8:16 to go, and Ligab in for the. I tell you, Bean, the holder on this, he made some great catches on that drive.
Yeah, that's why he's holding too.
Yeah,
got those hands.
Great hands. So Montavian Bean gets it down, kick is up, Ligab, and it is through. 22-3. The Broncos on top of Henry Clay. 8:16 to go to first half. We'll be back on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week.
What's your starting 5? How about this one? Mild, hot, Cajun, barbecue, and teriyaki. It's the flavors of Mingua Beef Jerky, each one handmade from Ronnie Mingy's all-natural recipe using top-quality beef. That's what makes Mingua Beef Jerky stand out. Take it from me, Tom Leach. Pick up a package today, and if you don't see it, ask for it. And check them out online at MinguaBeefJerky.com. That's MINGUA beefjerky.com. And go there today to see their newest product, Mingua Beef Jerky Meat Sticks in mild, hot, or honey barbecue.
Welcome back, and Ryan Ligab set to kick it off for Douglas. The Frederick Douglass Broncos 22, the Lexington Henry Clay Blue Devils 3. Gary Ball with Mike Mee and William Moorfield. Here's the kick, and Jackson will go over and take it at the 10. Jackson to 15. He's at the 20, and he takes it up to the 25-yard line. And the stop was made over there, and it was made by Dane Key. Helped out.
Yeah, that was. I thought he was going to break it for a second. Break through that line of that defensive coverage, and he just couldn't get through. So Henry Clay needs to get something here, Gary. They really do need to get something going, and they can. They got the skills to do it.
Yeah.
The plays are there. I can see from up here, and I know their coaches can too. The plays are there. They just have to get the timing down and not have the turnovers.
Kimball Jackson out to the near side, and quarterback Foos, and he gives it, boy, precariously. He gives it, carrying that ball out of there.
Yeah, that worries me with the new quarterback there. He's not used to those handoffs.
Yeah, that was hard.
Precarious was the correct word there.
Dorian Harden, boy, he barely got that ball from Foos, the quarterback. He almost fumbled it. Going to lose a yard to be 2nd and 11.
Yeah, we're very lucky he held on to the football.
It's 2nd and 11.
Godfrey comes out to the near side with Jackson. Twins out to the top for Ashton Foos. 2nd and 11. Back to pass. Foos steps up, throws it. He's got Jackson, and he dropped it after he turned it upfield. Langston dropped the football, and he is upset with himself because he knows he could have had a big gain on that one.
He could, and that was a nicely thrown ball by Foos. He stepped into that, he held the ball, stepped up in the pocket to a strike, and it just went through the hands of Jackson.
It's 3rd and 11.
So 3rd down and a long 10 for Ashton Foos, 6'3", 180-pound junior quarterback. And in relief for injured DJ Van Horn, he's out for the season, Coach.
Yeah, supposedly he had a broken leg in the Bryan Station game.
First play of the second half, I believe it was, according to Sam Simpson. Jackson goes in motion. Foos looking, fires it, and he's got his receiver. Jackson to the 40 and to the 41-yard line. That's Raymond Jackson with the catch. He went up for that. He had to climb a ladder on that high pass from Foos, and he pulled it down.
He did, and he's tucked that ball away in his left arm. But, they got to really be careful holding on to the football. They really do need to get something here, and I like that play. I like to take a chance. It was 3rd down and long, and they popped that ball right in there.
Neal and company helped out on the play. That's who I saw, Coach. You see anybody else?
That was it.
So 1st down at the 40 for the Blue Devils. Foos gives it inside and up to the 43-yard line. Harden gets about 3 and gets up John at one of the Douglas players.
Yeah, they need to be careful with that. Again, they're making the tackle, but these runners are just about to break it through the line of scrimmage. But again, extremely good coaching over there at Frederick Douglass. Their tackling is really, really good.
2nd and 7.
6 minutes and 6.5 to go in the second quarter. Douglas on top, 22-3. Henry Clay, 2nd down. Foos, pressure, sacked. Back at the 34, and that was Walters who made the play.
Walters just came blowing in there. Foos is going to have trouble. He's setting up
Parks.
He's trying to set up about 5 yards deep, and they're just getting to him. Frederick Douglass is running what looks like man-to-man on the outside, but just before the ball snap, they drop back in a zone look. So they're zoning this team now. They were trying to stay with them early in the game, man-to-man.
Yeah.
They knew they couldn't do that.
Walker
so
Parks,
they're zoning them.
Playing a lot of defensive line now, Coach. Now shifting over to the left side.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
3rd down and 16. 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go before halftime. Henry Clay's quarterback, Foos, in the pocket. He's got some running room to the left side. He's to the 45. He is going to be up to the 48 where Hilliard would chase him out of bounds. And Hilliard and Neal, but it was Hilliard to make the play. I tell you what, if he had a little bit more speed, he was going to get that 1st down to the midfield stripe, but he's a couple yards shy.
Right. I think at the last minute he realized he needed to get to that line. He tried to lower his shoulders, but he just didn't have the power to get through there. Well, they've got to punt it here because they can't give the ball in midfield to Douglas, who's already ahead 22-3.
So Wald set the punt. Nobody even back deep. Now we get here's Wald, and he sidesteps and gets off a boomer, and it drives back to the 10-yard line, and fair catch.
15-yard line.
Caught by Bybee. So Bybee hauled it in at the 15. So that's where Douglas will have it. 4:47 to go before halftime. Coming up, the Roberts Insurance halftime report, Coach. UFOs, unheralded football overachievers. I'm sure you got a couple of good ones, and you make the call. What's the call tonight?
We're going to talk about what's legal and illegal as far as the holder and how he handles the football and how the kicker approaches the ball and so on. So there's plays with these two good kickers in this game. I thought that would be a good thing to do.
Right. So that's coming up at Roberts Insurance halftime report. 4:47 here in the first half, 22-3. Douglas on top of Lexington Henry Clay.
Wow, okay, they're playing cover 2, they're zone, they're backed off the wideouts by about 6 yards now.
Jones airing it out down the middle, and he throws it up, and it's going to be, it's caught down to the 40-yard line, and that's Crowdis to the 10, touchdown, Daquel Crowdis.
I told you that guy's dangerous. That was the guy I mentioned early in the game. What to see that on replay, it looks like Henry Clay had a bead on it that looked to me like they were going to intercept the ball there. You just can't, with these athletes all over the field, you just have to be able to cover everybody.
We had a 70-yard strike to Micah Lowe, and now we got an 85-yard strike to Crowdis. As we take a look at that again on replay.
We'll look at it right after the extra point here. How about that?
Okay. So 28-3, the Broncos are up by 25. Now they'll shift over.
Well, when the bottom falls out, it falls out, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're soon to be down by, with this extra point, they'll be down by 26 points.
Very surprised.
Yep. Placement down, kick up, and Ligeb's kick is good. So we got a 29-3 lead, and we're going to take a look at that throw from Cameron Jones. Boy, he's really padding his stats tonight, isn't he, Coach?
He sure is. Now watch his throw. The throw's not a great throw. He throws it high up in the air, and
Crowdis just came out of nowhere.
Right.
He stepped in front of the defender.
Number 9 tried to get up there
Jackson.
and knock it down. Langston Jackson. Woo, he's having a rough night.
Yeah, he is.
He tried to get up there and knock it down, and the other defensive back was right there too, but neither of them could tackle Crowdis. Crowdis is a dangerous receiver. He really is.
There's a reason that UK has already offered a sophomore.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'd keep an eye on him too. I think he'll get some more offers before it's over.
Remember the game we did over Douglas last year? He came in at quarterback, and, man, he had a great game as the quarterback. Matter of fact, he was our star of the game.
Yeah, they brought him in late, and we interviewed him.
Yeah.
He was a really nice kid, really nice job.
He was only a freshman at the time.
Yeah.
Now he's a sophomore sensation. 85-yard touchdown catch. Here's a low kick, and Upman would take it to 35. And he's returning to the 37, 38-yard line, and that is Trace Clay. And Clay, nice return up to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, it's tough to usually when you pick those up that short, just run straight ahead, run toward the sideline. When you try to go across the field, and most times the defense has too much time to get up there and get you. We have a player down on the field right in the middle.
Yeah, player down and shake it up as the trainers are out. And that's Nate Steiner. 4:24 to go here in the first half, Coach. And 29-3, 26-point lead. Of course, you know that in high school football, 36 points. At 36, it becomes a mercy rule. Henry Clay down by 26 right now.
Yeah, well, I expect Henry Clay's not going to put up with this much longer. They're actually shooting themselves in the foot, as they say. Their mistakes have been just brutal at the wrong time and the wrong place. Giving up a 3rd and 41 yard bomb.
Yeah, and they got 42.
Yeah, they got 42
to the 2-yard line.
Right.
And then Fishback finished it off with his 17 touchdown.
And set one of them. One of the touchdowns was set off by a fumble by Jackson. Oh boy.
So Harden is a slot to the left. Jackson's out in motion. Jackson. Foose is going to keep it, and he has sacked him from behind. And coming in there to get him, Coach, was JoJo Edmonds got him, number 22 there for Douglas.
Came from the backside and just ran him down. The fake didn't fool him at all.
Yeah, JoJo, he's a freshman, Coach.
Quick feet. Nice job. Again, they're trying to run. They're trying to belly the back and then run the quarterback, but they're just not getting in there. They need to get this passing game going. Get the ball to the Jacksons on the outside. Let them do the damage.
That would be a good place to go with it. Yeah. Exactly. Ashton Foose takes a snap, throws over. He's got Jackson on the left side, and he's tackled after he gets the penalty back, and then a couple more yards. Hilliard helping out with Perkins.
Yeah, they're really trying to get the ball to Jackson and let him break it, but the Douglas defenders are just coming up so fast.
3 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Gain of 6, third
and about 8 yards up near the 41-yard line for Henry Clay. Ashton Foose, shotgun. He gives up to Harden. Harden up to the 47-yard line. About to be fourth down at about 3.
They're having a few problems with the handoff. Did you notice that again? It was a little.
JoJo Edmonds helped on that stop again, Coach.
A little loose.
Gain of 5.
This is scary. They're going for it here. They might want to go on a long count here and try to get Douglas to jump.
So Godfrey comes in, splits out to the top.
About 3.
Raymond Jackson is out to the top. Langston's a slot to the left. Ashton Foose are pointing. A lot of pointing going on. Fourth down. And Foose looking toward the sideline. And now we're going to get a timeout called.
Douglas didn't take any chances. Their defensive line, Gary, was back 2.5 yards.
Yeah.
They're not even near the line of scrimmage.
So 2:25 to go in the first half of action. Coming up, the Roberts Insurance Halftime Report. Coach Mike Meehan will give you the UFOs, Unheralded Football Overachievers. One from Douglas, one from Henry Clay, and then he'll also have you make the call. And
we'll look at some stats while we're at it.
Get some stats from WL Stats. Mike Zuckerman does a great job with WL Stats and providing statistics. We got our Kentucky Loop replay. William Warfield is a videographer. He's doing it all tonight. He's running replays. He's running camera. Is there anything that William cannot do?
I don't know. I don't think he delivered the pizza.
But we still got pizza back there, right?
Right, but I don't think it was William that delivered it, though.
No, but he sure partaked in it.
He don't.
I got the Mingy in the truck.
Yep. We got Mingy beef jerky.
It's 4th and 3.
I like the mild. I just can't get into the hot. I've tried.
Yeah, I love it.
Oof.
So fourth down. Foose sends Jackson in motion. Fakes to him. He's got the first down and more. And Ashton Foose down to the 39-yard line. Finally Perkins there to trip him up.
They're just a really good job of calling plays on that. Now that time, instead of faking the ball and going on the same side, he faked the ball away and hit the opposite side. Caught that little seam. Those linebackers bid on the fake. That was a nice job.
$1,500 special.
Remember the Kentucky Orthodontics and Invisalign, Dr. Durbin, Morse, and also Garver. You get $1,500 off if you mention PrepSpin. $1,500. Jackson around the right side, hit and hemmed in and tackled at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, again, they're just, they're just coming in there pretty hard on the outside there. It's a good defensive look. They're still in that 4-3 look now. And Henry Clay's trying to attack it in multiple different ways.
Coach, how important would it be here for Henry Clay to get some points here before halftime?
It would be really important. LCA is down 7-0 at halftime against Danville. Yeah, they've got to get something.
We've done that LCA Danville game before down at Danville.
Yeah, they're usually pretty well matched, those two.
Second down for Ashton Foose. Reverse, and they're going to be met. Jackson, as he got the ball from Langston, he gave it to Raymond, and he was met in his tracks, Coach, and stopped by Arnold.
Yeah, they tried a little double reverse look, and Arnold said, oh, no, you're not coming back my way. No way. It would have been better off just keeping that ball on the outside.
Senior night here at Henry Clay's Jake Bell Stadium, Heber Field. Under a minute to go here now in the first half.
I think Henry Clay outsmarted themselves that time, Gary. I really do. I think they were doing pretty well just running the football in little counters.
Yeah, they tried to reverse, and as Jackson gave it to Ramon, he was smothered in. Third down at 15, 36 seconds. Ashton Foose back in the pocket. And he is going to be Walker Parks. Sacks him all the way back at the 45-yard line, 47-yard line. Walker Parks has become a he-man out there.
Yeah, that was scary looking. He looks like a man. What's his size, Gary?
He is 6'4", 285.
Yeah.
Will Parks. Will Parks, he is 6'4", 285.
Wow, that's amazing. Just blitzed through there, just got through, ran right over him.
Walker Parks.
He's bigger than anybody out there on the field.
15
Gary, can we run that again, William, from the beginning so we can see where he comes from?
I'll tell you, he came from the defense. No, he was untouched.
I love this replay. But yeah, okay, here we go. Oh, he just blew right by. Yeah, he wasn't. You're right. He wasn't touched at all. Just hit that seam and just through. That was a little blocking error, I think.
Walker Parks, a young man's already been offered by Notre Dame.
Maybe. Whoa.
They've got a timeout, 15.9 seconds. And remind you, coming up at halftime, the Roberts Insurance Halftime Report. And remember, tonight from 10 to midnight, the Kentucky Scoreboard Show with Rick Shaw, Donnie Atkins, coaches, scores from around the state, all the scores. And I'll tell you, a lot of big district championships being decided tonight, including this one that Douglas leads 29-3 here with 15.9 to go before halftime.
Yeah, it is. We'll probably try to get some scores for you, too. I'm interested in the Bryan Station Dunbar game for a play-in to the 4th spot in that district.
Hayden Hunt back at the 20 to receive this punt, coming from Wald, and he's going to fake it, roll to the right, wants to throw it, throws it down to Jackson, and it's going to be caught at the 41-yard line. That's where Douglas would take over. I'm not sure why he just didn't stay in bounds.
I don't know. He saw that stick. Maybe he saw that stick and just thought maybe that was the first down stick. And that would have been an error on his part. But
well, coming in tonight, Cameron Jones had 105 completions, 140 passes, 75%, 1,976 yards, 23 touchdowns. What's his stats tonight, Coach?
I don't know. He had 74 yards in that one play
and
alone.
85 on the touchdown pass.
Right, yeah. So he's
6 of 7, 238. How many touchdowns? 2. So he's having a well of a game in the first half. 6 of 7, 238 yards for Cameron Jones. 9.4 seconds. He'll just go down, take a knee. I don't think he'll try to. Takes a knee, and that's going to do it for the first half. First half will wind down, and it's a big half for the Broncos. And the Frederick Douglass Broncos take a 29-3 lead here over Henry Clay at halftime. Coach Meehan will have the UFOs. We'll have all the stats for you. And the big numbers right now for Douglas, 29-3. They lead here at halftime on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin.
I work really hard, but I don't make a whole lot of money. And now, my hours are being cut back at work. I've gotten so far behind on my bills, I feel like I'll never get caught up.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
We're not going to judge you.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
I work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills on time. I've gotten pretty far behind, and I don't know what to do.
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in Somerset.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 956 Kentucky charities and community events.
Employees of Whitaker Bank volunteered 14,860 hours to better our Kentucky communities.
93 nonprofits that promote diversity and inclusion in Kentucky are supported by Whitaker Bank.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be, for generations to come.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
I work really hard, but I don't make a whole lot of money. And now, my hours are being cut back at work. I've gotten so far behind on my bills, I feel like I'll never get caught up.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
We're not going to judge you.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
Welcome back to Henry Clay High School, Jake Bell Stadium, on a beautiful night. Rain's held off. But Frederick Douglass hasn't held off at all. Frederick Douglass is ahead of Henry Clay 29-3 at halftime, mainly because of long passes, a tremendous effort by the quarterback for Frederick Douglass, and some mistakes, fumbles, some mistakes in coverage by Henry Clay. I expect a much better defensive showing the second half by Henry Clay. We're going to go on in this Robertson's Insurance halftime program with what we usually do. We're going to start with our UFOs. UFO stands for Unheralded Football Overachiever. So what we've done over the years is realize that there are so many people who support the program to get little credit for what they do. Not the superstars, not the coach, just the people in the background. So we're going to have a UFO, an unheralded football overachiever for each team. We're going to start with Frederick Douglass. We're going to start with Douglass High School. And their UFO is assistant coach Jim Franklin. Jim spends countless hours before and after practice helping. This is what I got from their coach. Jim spends countless hours before and after practice helping with the many phases of the football program, etc., etc. You know, here's the deal. I had known Jim for a long, long time. Yes, he's a devoted and tireless worker for the team. He worked for me with me at Dunbar. He was a devoted and tireless worker at Dunbar. But what people don't understand, he's also a knowledgeable football coach. And then he has a lot to contribute to the success of the team with his knowledge of football. I had a lot of success at Dunbar for quite a few years, and a lot of that had to do with people like Jim that came through and helped the program. Now he's at Douglass. His wife and family, they must be saints to put up with all the time away from home that he spends, because he works with these kids all the time and with these coaches and with the program. He also, I'm sure, now I know Jim. You know, after some serious losses, he comes home with some pretty grumpy attitudes, and it's pretty tough to deal with a guy who's so competitive as he is when there's a loss. Tell you the truth, I have quite a few stories about Jim Franklin, but I could share them with you, especially over an adult beverage and a bowl of soup beans, preferably cooked by Hattie, now at the Thoroughbred Diner. So congratulations to my friend and tremendous football coach, Jim Franklin, assistant coach here at Douglass High School. Now, UFO, unheralded football overachiever for Henry Clay. The unheralded football overachievers for Henry Clay are a couple, Dr. and Mrs. Stein. Both are the booster presidents of Henry Clay High School. Dr. Steiner and his wife Whitney have a son who's a senior on the football team. His name is Nate, and he's a defensive back. The Steiners are fantastic supporters of Blue Devil football. I talked at length to another good friend of mine and a very good assistant coach here at Henry Clay, Marty Joyce. Marty told me that Marty has been in football, involved with this sort of thing for 49 years. He's never met a more supportive and committed person or people than the Steiners, the couple that are boosters presidents here. They do so much for the program, and they ask for no credit for their efforts. Not only do they help raise money for equipment such as this video set up in the field house, but also on the field. But they also buy a meal. They personally purchase a meal for anyone on the team that chooses to join them during or after big wins. Dr. and Whitney Steiner exemplify the true meaning of a UFO, the unheralded football overachiever. So congratulations to our UFOs tonight for Henry Clay, Dr. and Whitney Steiner, booster presidents, and Coach Jim Franklin, assistant coach at Douglass. All right, now we're going to go on to the second thing that we do, and we call this the rule of the game. Bridget DeVries, the former superintendent of the KHSAA, brought this up earlier in the year. He was talking to Gary and I, and she said that you know, what we should do is talk about certain rules that they have in football, because what happens is the fans, they watch so much high school or college football and pro football, they can get confused sometimes about the rules, because high school rules are a lot different. All right? Now, today we're going to, because of when I was looking through my notes and saw how good the two kickers were for these teams, that we're going to talk a little bit about field goals, about holding for extra points and field goals, and some of the things that happen. For instance, What happens if a live ball of any kind hits an official or a dog? Yes, I said dog. If a live ball hits an official and bounces off and is intercepted or caught, like we're talking about a pass now. If a live ball hits an official and bounces off and is intercepted or caught, it is legal because the officials are considered part of the field. But if a live ball hits a dog and rebounds and is intercepted, it becomes dead as soon as it hits the dog. Now, I'm not saying the dog's dead. I'm just saying it becomes dead when it hits the dog. All right, so those are two different rules. Now, let's go for the rules governing the holder of the PAT or the field goal. The holder for a field goal can have one knee down on the ground and can lift that knee up and even stand up to catch a high snap if he immediately puts his knee back down to place the ball on the tee. The key here is to immediately put his foot back down. The holder can stand up and run, like run for a first down, run for a touchdown, run for a PAT, whatever, 2-point conversion. Or he can stand up and throw the ball as a passer. But the holder cannot stand up, take a couple steps or a step, and then put the ball back down to be kicked by the kicker. No, that can't do that because the rule states that he can bring his knee up, but he has to come back immediately to his knee in order to tee the football. Okay, one more. If an extra point or field goal attempt hits the upright, the crossbar, or a game official, or a defensive player, and careens over the crossbar, guess what? The kick is considered successful. Not just hitting the crossbar and going over, not just hitting the upright and going over, but ricocheting off an official and going over, it's good. Ricocheting off a defensive player. Say a defensive player tries to jump up to knock the field goal down, hits his hand, goes over the upright, it's good. So a lot of people don't understand that. They think the ball has to clearly clear the goalpost. No, as long as it clears the goalpost in between the uprights, it's good. I heard a story one time about 3 officials leaving the field. They just called a kick no good. And as the officials were leaving the field, one of them said to the other one, I swear that ball went right between the uprights. How come you didn't call it good? And the other official said, it was too high. So I don't think that matters. I think those goalposts reach to eternity if you can judge it that way. All right, well, that's it for our UFOs and our rule of the game. And I'd like to go over some stats with you. Let me check with William. You want to go to commercials or you want to just do some stats? Just do some stats now? All right, we're going to do some stats. Had to check with the boss here. Make sure that our people that sponsor us get all the credit that they deserve. This is the Robertson Halftime Insurance Halftime Program. Let's look at first downs first. Score again, 29-3, Frederick Douglass. There are 6. Frederick Douglass has 6 first downs to Henry Clay's 5. Rushing yards. Frederick Douglass 9 rushes for 45 yards. Henry Clay 23 rushes for 84 yards. But here's the difference in passing yards. Take a look at this. 238 yards passing for Frederick Douglass, 39-yard passing for Henry Clay. Passes completed, 6 for 7, 0 interceptions for Frederick Douglass, 5 for 8, 1 interception for Henry Clay. So total offensive yards, 283 for Frederick Douglass, 123 for Henry Clay. A lot of action going on up here in the press box. It's always a lot of fun. They got people beating on, saying hello and everything. Yeah, good to see everybody. Hi. All right. Yeah, shout out to everybody hitting me on the back. Gary Ball.
Gary McPeak was hitting you in the back.
Gary McPeak's a fine man, I'll tell you what he is. And I'm sure he's pretty excited right now.
He's a fine man, and his wife, Annette McPeak, is watching us down in Maryland. How about that?
Well, hello, Annette. You tell your husband to quit beating me on the back when he walks by. About knock the wind out of him.
Well,
that's a big man, and I'm.
Gary was with the Horsemen for a while, so we go way back.
Yeah. let's look at penalties. Frederick Douglass has 5 penalties for 48 yards, and most of them are on that one drive that just knocked them back. And then they threw a ball 42 yards on a 3rd and 41.
And I got to say this, Coach. I made a restroom break here at halftime. It took me 15 minutes to walk down to that restroom down there because there's so many people. There's a big crowd here. You just don't know it because they're all down in the end zone.
Yeah, they're all down in the end zone. A lot of kids and stuff.
Yeah.
We told them we would really like to have a zip line from here to the restroom.
Or a porta potty up here in the press box, whichever comes first.
All right. I'll tell you what. Why don't you finish these off while I take a little break and get a drink of water.
Okay.
I did all that.
Okay. Individually, Devin Neal had one carry for 39 yards for Douglas. DeMarco Fishback, 6 for 19. He did have a touchdown run. Cameron Jones was 6 of 7, 238 yards, 3 touchdowns. So Cameron now has 26 touchdowns on the season and about 1,200 yards. So that young man's putting up some and about 2,200 yards. Michael Lowe had 2 catches for 80 yards and a touchdown. Hayden Hunt, 2 catches, 30 yards and a touchdown. DeKale Crowdis, 1 catch and 86 yards and a touchdown. Montavian Bean, 1 catch for 42 yards. This receiving core for Douglas is the best in high school football. There's no doubt about it. You got Michael Lowe, who has 2 catches. Hayden Hunt, 2 catches. DeKale Crowdis and Montavian Bean. That's the best receiving core, Coach, as a group collectively that I've seen in high school football this year. Even Covington Catholic, they've got the big Mayer kid who's a great receiver, and they got a couple other good receivers, but they don't have the receiving core that Douglas does, like you said. And then Crowdis with 1 punt for 38 yards. Hilliard led them in tackles with 5. Arnold had 3. And for Henry Clay, Ashton Foose had 91 yards but 68 net. He was sacked a few times. Dorian Harden had 6 carries for 12 yards. And they got to get the Jacksons going. Ashton Foose, 4 of 7, 1 interception, 28 yards. Wald was 1 for 1. He threw that pass to Jackson there at the end of the half. Jackson, 3 catches, 21. Ramon with 2 for 18. And looking at the score, Michael Lowe had a 70-yard touchdown catch from Cameron Jones. Devin Neal's 2-point conversion made it 8-0. And then at 4:39 to go, Graham Wald kicked a 29-yard field goal. I thought it was actually 30, so it was 8-3. Douglas on top with 10-11 to go in the second quarter. Hayden Hunt, 25-yard pass from Jones. Ryan Ligab's kick made it 15-3. DeMarco Fishback with a 1-yard TD run. Ryan Ligab's kick made it to 22-3. DeKale Crowdis hauled in that 86-yard touchdown pass from Cameron Jones. Ligab's kick made it 29-3. We'll step out. We'll come back on the Mingua Beef Jerky halftime report. We're still at halftime, and it's 29-3. Well, we're going to keep it right here, Coach, because they're breaking huddle. We're getting ready to have football here, as it looks like it will be Henry Clay receiving off to the right here.
Well, I expect a difference in Henry Clay coming out the second half. Sam Simpson and his crew, they've got too much pride to do this, to have these problems that they have.
Langston Jackson has dropped back deep to receive this kick from Ligab, who's got plenty of leg. He's a college guy. I think both these kickers tonight, I ran into Mr. Lynn Cox, the kicking coach for Henry Clay, and at halftime, and
he's got to be happy.
Yeah, well, his kicker's pretty good. So here's Ligab's kick, and we're underway for the Mingua Beef Jerky second half. Picked up at the 30-yard line by Maynard, and Maynard to the 37, still going, and he's going to be stopped right there at the. Let's see what the official calls it to the. They mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, mix it up. They're trying to pull the ball out of his hand instead of trying to tackle him, giving him that extra yardage by trying to yank the ball away.
So, Coach, it's 29-3. We're starting the second half of the third quarter here at the Jake Bell Stadium. I believe it's Robert Jake Bell is the name of the official.
Robert.
And it's Heber Field. I tell you, Henry Clay should be pretty good in basketball. Daniel Brown's got a pretty good basketball team coming back this year. And see what Douglas has got in basketball. Foose fakes to Jackson, keeps it himself, and maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage.
I'm wondering if those are reads, if that's a zone read or something, because it looks like, if he was reading it, if he truly was reading it, he would have left that ball with Jackson.
Kaufman, I think, helped out on that play for the Broncos. No gain, so second down, 11 minutes and 28 seconds to go, third quarter. And Douglas Broncos 29 and the Henry Clay Blue Devils 3.
They really need to get something here.
Trip sets out to the top at the 37. Here's a toss now, and Steiner leaps up over people but gets hit at the line of scrimmage. Big time hit put on.
It's really not a good job. Not a good idea to jump when you're running the football. In most cases, you're going to get drilled.
When you leave your feet, and it looked like Scott was there to tackling. Third down and 8 at the 39-yard line for Henry Clay. The Blue Devils in blue with the gold, and Douglas in their orange pants, and they've got the Bronco on the helmet.
It's 3rd and 8 for the Blue Devils.
Douglas Broncos trying to go to 9-0 and remain number 1 in the state of Kentucky in 6A football. Male fell last week to St. X, so they have one loss. They dropped to number 2. So it's Douglas, Male, St. X, and Henry Clay was in the top 10, Coach. They were number 8 in the top 10, but by the strength of their schedule and the fact they won 4 straight coming into this one.
Well, they're going to have to get back into this game. And, calling the timeout this early in the third quarter because of alignment, that's something they better worry about a little bit. So.
29-3. Douglas leads by 26. Third down. It'll be third down, and let's call it 7 up near the 40-yard line for Henry Clay. And, I would like to see maybe them get, Raymond Jackson. He's got 31 catches coming in, 534 yards, 6 touchdowns. Maybe get him in the open out there.
Yeah, and again, I just don't see them throwing deep unless they do like Catholic does, and then they just drive the safety deep, throw underneath the safety a little bit, or throw the crossing patterns and so on. I'm surprised Frederick Douglass hasn't come back to that crossing pattern they scored on in the first quarter.
Ashton Foose with Steiner split with him in the backfield. Foose will roll to the left. Foose. And he is going to be stopped. He did not get sacked. He got beyond the line of scrimmage. And the play was made there again by Kaufman. This young man, I tell you, he makes a lot of tackles behind the line of scrimmage or at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Foose tried to roll to the left. He's a right-handed quarterback, and when he didn't see anybody open, he tried to cut back, and there was just too much pressure there.
So Hayden Hunt back deep to receive this kick from Graham Wald. Wald's an outstanding punter as well, as you might guess. Snap, steps to his right, and kicks a boomer over the head of Hunt. Drives him back. He goes back at the 10.
I missed the tackle.
And he's at the 15 and up to the 20-yard line.
Boy, I tell you what, the first man down had an opportunity to make a huge play.
Jackson made the play, but Hunt returned it to the 29:35 to go in the third.
Their first possession of the second half.
Like to remind you that Sunday at noon on the CW, the Scholastic Ball Report, George Rogers Clark is our team of the week. Boy, Dr. Lucas got them 6-2 over there at Clark County, Coach.
Yeah, I tell you what, I was talking to Marty Joyce again, like I said today, and he was a former coach at Clark County, and he said that there's really a lot of positive attitudes over there right now.
He said he's got a really good D-line. They got a tough game tonight with Madison Central.
Yeah, they're tough.
Here's the handoff to the near side and to the jet sweep, and that's going to be Hunt. And he's going to step out. There's flags all over the field.
Yeah, there's a live ball flag back here, probably a hold, and then we have a dead ball flag here. It's going to be on Frederick Douglass, a late hit out of bounds. But there's an original flag back on the 35-yard line.
Personal foul. Let's see who it's on.
Well, you're going to have two. You're going to have two calls. You're going to have a live ball, dead ball. I think. I'm guessing.
Dead ball. Personal foul against Frederick Douglass.
Against Douglass.
They're just calling the dead ball.
So
I think you talked the guy out of throwing the live ball because I'm telling you, they threw that flag before the ball was dead, the original one.
Mingua Beef Jerky High School football game of the week. And
Personal foul against
again,
Frederick. This will be a
Gary
15-yard
McPeak, the
penalty.
athletic director and assistant coach at
Actually, it'll
Douglas,
probably be half the distance
send out a
goal.
shout out to Annette McPeak. She's watching down in Maryland, Coach.
That's great. We have people everywhere watching.
We got the Brixies, Greg and Lisa, watching in Forest Park, Georgia. Rob and Mary Brixie watching in Orlando, Florida. It's going to be 1st and 19 now for Cameron Jones. Fish back to his left. Cameron getting pressure, throws it in. He was really getting pressure. Dumped there immediately, and that was a good play turned in by Jordan Kimball.
Yeah, they're coming in from the outside again. That's their best weapon against Jones, is to get in from the outside, try to put pressure on him right away. Almost forced an interception there. It was close to being intercepted. But he just tried to get rid of it, threw it at the feet, but there was a Henry Clay player stepping in front.
That's the Blue Devils' money ball right there. They get pressure on you, and then they cause those turnovers and those interceptions. And when they pick them off, they generally take them to the house.
Yeah, they've got to get what they've got to do is get that pressure now while they have them backed up, because they're going to have some opportunity here to get the ball in a good field position.
Fish back to the right of Cameron Jones,
No,
3rd and
should it back
19.
up now?
Jones going to fire it down the middle, and it's going to be incomplete. And intended for Allen.
Number 80, Isaiah Allen.
Allen was the intended receiver. We haven't seen him a whole lot in the games we've seen this year, Coach, so it'll force a punt here, and it'll be Douglas will be punting the ball to Henry Clay, and if they get any kind of return at all, they're going to have good field position.
Yeah, the pressure, the deal here is you cannot rough the punter. You don't want to run into him. But you do want to get some pressure in there so that you maybe get him to slide one off the side of his foot or pop it up in the air.
So Crowdis does the punting from the goal line, and of course you got to be careful here watching the fake punt.
I doubt it, not backed up that far.
You never know.
They have good return men back here, though.
Crowdis gets the punt off. And it'll be Neal at the 42. He fumbles it, and it's going to be scooped up.
That's a mouth. It's got it dead right there.
Where it's dead, where it was touched, and that's where they'll have the ball. But it'll be Douglas football at about the 48-yard line.
That's a communication problem, because his teammates should have told him, no, fair catch.
So that'll put the Frederick Douglass offense right back out on the field, Coach, except this time it'll put them up near midfield.
Yeah, that's really bad. That really did not help them at all.
9:09 to go in the third quarter of action from Henry Clay High School. Blue Devils and the Broncos, and the Broncos have it on the fumble recovery at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, you take a look at this, and they gave him plenty of room to catch the ball. And again, in high school football, that's called a muff.
And Coach, Lafayette leads States Creek at half 17-14.
Yeah, that's going to be a game. I think that and the Bryan Station Dunbar game could be really close games.
They blow the play dead before Douglas even gets the play off.
Dead ball, false start.
Another false start. Douglas is the only negative thing Douglas is doing tonight is getting penalties.
Kentucky Orthodontics saying Invisalign. You go in there right now and say you heard it here on PrepSpin, you get $1,500 off.
I tell you, that's a deal. That's a seriously good deal.
Yep, that's a really good offer by the Kentucky Orthodontics and Invisalign. Dr. Durbin, Morse, and Garver. And pass is complete, and Jones is down.
Yeah, Jones is down, but that ball was just flipped. He flipped it out there to him, expecting him to get the ball and run, but the ball wasn't very well thrown. That was a first mistake by Jones all night.
Chris Dabney was in there causing problems for Henry Clay in the backfield.
It's pretty crazy what's going on now. They got a different
Jones
quarterback
is shaking
in there.
up.
Yeah, they got a different quarterback in there now. We saw Jones land on his shoulder in the last game we did, and looked like he was suffering a little bit that day.
39-yard line.
Yeah, Montavian Bean in there now at quarterback.
He's played some quarterback before.
2nd and 20 at the 40-yard line. They shift now. Fishback goes to the right of Montavian Bean. Bean. Motion now, and before they get another flag, before they
delay a game. Yeah, it was delay a game. That was because of the of Jones wandering out there. It was like it took him a little too long to get things started.
There's your drink, Coach.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you to Brandon, the media relations. Does a great job here at Henry Clay.
It turned out to be a beautiful night. I mean,
the rain has held off, hasn't it?
Yes.
Brandon told us he kept the rain away.
Hot snap.
And there's a give, and a keeper by Bean, and he takes it to the 43-yard line. Raymond Jackson made the tackle there for the Blue Devils defense. So it'll be third and about, what, 17, 18?
16, 17. Bean's a runner. I mean, he could really hurt you running the football. But, again, Douglas came out a little sloppy here in the second half, but Henry Clay is just not taking advantage of the opportunities they're getting.
There's triple receivers out to the top.
Man to man.
Crowdis is to the bottom. Cameron Jones back in at quarterback. Jones getting pressure, throws it over the middle, and it's caught by Michael Lowe to the 45, and he's drugged down at the 45. It'll be fourth down. Michael Lowe with the catch, and Cameron Jones was hit when he released the ball.
Jones is getting hit every time now. I mean, Henry Clay has figured out how to get to him, and they're just knocking him around. They're not going to punt here. Is it third or fourth?
Fourth down. Fourth and 3.
You know they're going to go for it.
They're going to go for it with a 26-point lead, 29-3.
Taking their time, no big hurry.
Fourth down.
That was a big third down play, Gary.
Sure was. Michael Lowe goes in motion away from us. Fishback gets a handoff inside, and he is going to be to the line of scrimmage and knocked backwards, and I don't know if he got it or not.
It's going to be close.
No, I don't think he got it. He did not get it with that mark. He's going to be short of the first down, so Henry Clay will take over on downs.
That was a nice job. Fishback's not had much luck tonight. He's a superstar runner, and all year long, just about every game. But Henry Clay's done a great job on him tonight.
He's got his 17 touchdown tonight, but that's about it. Came in with 96 carries, Coach, 878 yards, and he doesn't have very many positive yards tonight.
No, he does not. And you can contribute Henry Clay's defense to that, but they just have had trouble allowing those receivers to get behind him tonight.
So Henry Clay taking over at the 43-yard line. Dakota Kime, 6'3", 295 senior, hustling in there along that line. Ashton Foose.
There's a hole.
Gives to Jackson, and he's tripped up. Jackson just cannot get on track so far in this game.
No, he made that one cut to the outside. I thought he had a hole there, but somebody grabbed a hold of his legs.
No gain on the play.
Approaching 6 minutes, Coach.
Yeah, it's time's running out for Henry Clay. They really need to get something here and get it quick.
Second down. Coach, can you believe the playoffs start in 2 weeks?
It's amazing.
Second down. Foose back in the pocket. Looks left, fires it over, and it's caught, and it's going to be Harden immediately dropped. Darian Harden.
Yeah, nice job on the tackle for sure. Yeah, Jewett made the tackle.
Frederick
came up quick.
He's got the Frederick Jewett. The first name is Frederick, and the first name of the high school is Frederick Douglass.
That's cool. He's only 5'9". He's not very tall, but he's a sure tackler.
Yes, he is a sure tackler. Third down and a long 6 for the Blue Devils. 5:15 in the third. Foose, and he gives now to Green. Green to right side, and it upended. There's a flag coming down.
Yeah.
Flags coming from the back all over the place.
Yeah, there's something going on here.
Late hit, maybe?
It had to be out of bounds or something. We're going to watch it again on the Kentucky Loop here.
I love those replays.
Oh. Yeah.
Go down the referee, Joe Ammerman.
Yeah, that flag was thrown late, but it was thrown aggressively.
Targeting against Frederick.
Yeah.
Wow.
The guy came running from across here and saw him.
Yeah, it looked like the guy, from the backside here came in and put a lick on him.
Targeting, so 15-yard penalty. Is there an ejection involved with that too, Coach?
In high school, there's supposed to be an ejection if they think it's flagrant.
So immediately we'll look into the Douglas sideline. Foose keeps it, and Foose dives down to the 31-yard line.
You know, I'm impressed with Foose, his courage, his aggressiveness, but I have a feeling that the Van Horn might have broken some of these runs on these keepers.
He had a field day against Scott County.
But again, I can't fault Foose. He's playing his heart out, and
Foose
he showed some skill too.
4 minutes and 34 seconds in the third quarter. Henry Clay on the march. 2nd down and 4 at the 31-yard line. Foose gives it to Jackson around the left side. Jackson cuts it back and got the first down to the 25-yard line.
You're right though, Gary. They're pinning him in. They're just not letting him get that. Those normally his speed carries him around that corner, but you know he got the first down, but that's all he got. Pretty good defense.
Pickup of 6 and a first down there for Jackson. And Henry Clay and Douglas. Next week, a big game we're looking at is Southwestern and at Lexington Catholic, Coach.
That'd be a good game to do for sure.
Foose kept the ball and hit, and he paid for it. Man,
maybe
here's a late flag coming in.
Yeah, that's what I saw too. It looked like you grabbed a face mask.
Somebody grabbed it. That's what Ashton Foose is. I tell you what, he passes the look test for a quarterback, 6'3".
Yeah, I like him. What year is he?
Junior.
Yeah, he's going to be a future.
Of course, Van Horn's a junior as well.
He's got some skills, though. I mean, they can play that kid in several different plays.
Frederick Douglas, a 5-yard face mask penalty.
And I believe that comes with an automatic first down, doesn't it?
Not the 5-yarder.
Okay.
It'll bring up 1st and 5.
First down and 5, so it is a first down.
That was on first down, yeah.
Harden inside. Harden running and down to the 13-yard line. Got the first down. Dorian Harden with a nice run.
You know, there's two things Henry Clay has gotten Frederick Douglas's number on. One is that counter, and now they're hitting that. It almost looks like a midline zone play or something. Inside zone, maybe.
First down, Blue Devils.
Godfrey is in, and he splitting out to the top is going to be Kimball and Jackson. Here's a give to Dorian Harden, and he's going to be pulled back after he got maybe a yard or two. Pulled back there by Kaufman. Jayshon Kaufman has made a lot of plays.
Yeah, and you know what? I haven't heard Neal's name very often tonight.
We haven't heard Hilliard as much.
Hilliard either for a while.
The other linebacker. Douglas trying to go to 9-0, Coach. Henry Clay trying to go to 6-3.
And Douglas has this record against Lexington schools since it was
2nd and 8 for the Blue Devils.
Constructed, were they 12-0 or something?
Yep. We're going to have timeout on the field. Timeout called with
2
minutes and 36 seconds in the third. It's 29-3. The lead for the Douglas Broncos. We'll be back on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week.
Some things never change. Like the sound of pads crushing against the equipment, the feel of cleats on fresh-cut grass, or the deep rest from a full practice. Another thing that never changes, the feeling of relief when the whistle blows for break. And the savory snack to go along with it. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingua moment.
See where they mark him at the 7-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down at the 7. Run there by Nate Steiner, the 160-pound senior running back.
Yeah, they ran the sweep to the short side that time, and that's probably a pretty good move here because Douglas is stretching the plays out to the wide side. That gives them a little bit of get there a little quicker to the short side and maybe get upfield.
3rd and 5 at the 8 for the Henry Clay Blue Devils. Trying to get into the end zone here for the first time. They kicked the field goal in the first half. Fake to Harden. Foose, and he is immediately ball coming out late. And ground can't cause a fumble, so it'll be dead. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the third.
Yeah, he was down.
So it'll be 4th down from right there, Coach. And they need about maybe 3 for the first down.
They need it, and they need to get it desperately. They need to come up with something here, something valuable, something that can work. The counters have been going well, but not with the quarterback carrying it, no, not here. He just doesn't have the, as they say, the butt to get it in there. Not big and strong enough.
7-yard line. Big play.
Little roll out right, maybe, throw the ball.
Triple receivers to the top. Foose rolling to the right. Foose setting up, throws in the end zone, and knocked away there. Jackson wanting interference on number 19, Perkins, but no call in the back of the end zone, and Douglas holds off the Henry Clay offense, and they take over on downs.
Douglas will take over on downs.
Good play in the back of the end zone there by Perkins.
They had a receiver open in the corner. I don't think Foose saw him, though. He rolled out to the right, had a good position on the football, tried to force it in there to Jackson. I think if he would have looked a little bit further to the right into the where the pylon is, they had a receiver open.
Minute 42, and this is where Douglas is very scary because they throw so many deep balls. Jones fires it over the right side, and I'll tell you, I was nearly intercepted.
Why wasn't it? I don't know why it wasn't intercepted. That ball was shot straight up in the air. Nice job in number 7 tipping the ball. Oh, yeah, it was so close. William Webb, I mean, he's going to dream about that one. He could have easily picked that ball up and maybe even gotten the end zone. Williams going to have some nightmares there, Gary.
2nd down, and Cameron Jones back near the end zone and fakes to fires it down the right side, and it's going to be Crowdis, and he makes the grab, and the official right there saying, what'd he call?
He didn't call anything.
Yeah, I think he said it's a catch.
Well, he needs to make a catch signal then.
At the 38-yard line, and that's what Henry Clay's wondering.
Pass is complete to number 11, DeKale Crowdis. Nice gainer
in high school, you only have to get 1 foot in bounds. And
that kid's a special talent.
It looked like he did get it in. His left foot was in bounds.
So Crowdis with another circus catch. That's his. He's just unbelievable. He caught one over the middle and just took it away from the Henry Clay defenders and ran it in the end zone.
Yep.
80 yards. There's Jones, gives now to Fishback. Fishback running hard, 50, and he's to the 40, and he's down to the 20-yard line, 10, and is he still in? Let's see, touchdown. Stayed in bounds somehow, Coach.
Yeah, he ran right down the sideline. They had one chance, one shot at him to push him out of bounds, and you're not going to push him. He's too strong, too quick, too strong.
And a player down, shaken up for the Broncos. 61-yard run there by. So Fishback kind of makes up for his first half with that nice TD run.
Yes, it was. It was beautiful. That got him some yardage finally back. I would suspect now, you know, I'm not going to guess, but I would suspect that that Jones doesn't come back in the game at quarterback.
So 58 seconds here in the third.
Cameron Jones needs to take a little breather here, I would think.
This will give them a 33-point lead, so they would need another field goal or touchdown to have a running clock in the fourth at 36 points. They got to get this extra point. Ligeb out of the hold of Montavian Bean. He's got the great hands, gets the placement down, kick is up, and it is good. 36-3, 33-point lead for Frederick Douglass here, 58 seconds in the third. We'll be back on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week. We'll take a look there, Coach, at that replay there.
We have a special announcement.
Yeah.
We're looking for Chantrell Howell.
Yep, stayed in bounds.
Just tightrope the near sideline. Fishback with a 61-yard run. We'll return here on PrepSpin.com.
But she's up here. So Chantrell Howell, please come to the press box. This is an awfully pretty little girl. Come get her.
I work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills on time. I've gotten pretty far behind, and I don't know what to do.
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
58 seconds. Here's the Ligeb kick, short down the field, and Jackson bobbles it, picks it up 15, 20, 25, finally gets a little momentum, and then slides up to the 35. As soon as he tried to get his momentum going, he kind of slipped on the field there. I think the turf monster might have got him.
It looked like it. I thought he was going to break that one. He fielded that little roller and picked it up, and he's got super speed.
So Henry Clay will have it up at the 34-yard line, 1st and 10. 52.7 seconds in the third quarter. Gary Ball with Mike Meehan and William Warfield here on PrepSpin.com, leading digital network in the state of Kentucky. Godfrey comes out to the bottom. Foose. Jackson gives it to him. Jackson hit and dropped immediately.
Nothing there.
Going nowhere.
No.
And that's a big-time play. Turned in there. That was 22 who turned that play in, Coach. That was Xavier Fogel.
Nice. That was a nice play, too, a nice tackle.
Loss of about 2 for Jackson. Down to 28 seconds. So probably, unless they throw an incomplete pass, this might be the last play of the third quarter, and we'll head to the fourth quarter, and it'll be 36-3. Frederick Douglass, they'll go to 9-0, looking to go to 9-0. Henry Clay to 6-3 if they win. They'll have to really come back now, Coach. Foose back to pass. Fires it over to Harden, and Harden upended at the 40-yard line. And that'll do it for the third quarter.
Tripped up by number 28.
Over there making the play was Bybee. So we head to the fourth quarter, and it is the Frederick Douglass Broncos 36, Lexington Henry Clay Blue Devils 3. We'll return with the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Football Game of the Week, and we want to tell you about the Kentucky Scoreboard Show 10 to midnight on 630 WLAP with Rick Shaw and Donnie Atkins. We'll be back after this.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
The future of healthcare seems dark.
What's it? Coach, what is it, 21-20 over there, Bryan Station and Dunbar?
Right, 21-20.
And close game, Lafayette and Tates Creek. I think Lafayette was in the lead in that one.
I'm curious, I really am curious of the Boyle County Western Hills game. Boyle County's good defensively.
We got a really sweet one-on-one with Wandale Robinson Sunday at noon on the CW's Classic Ball Report. That young man is really talented. He's a great young man. Foose sets, throws, caught, first down. Jackson and more yak as he's to the 40. That's what we've been waiting for from Mr. Raymond Jackson.
Yeah, nice quickness. Made the catch and just did a super job. Little spin to the outside.
The yak.
You got the yak. You're right.
Yards after catch by Raymond Jackson. He got about another 10 yards after he caught that ball.
Yep, that's what he does.
That's what Raymond Jackson does. He had 534 yards coming in. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils here in the fourth quarter, 36-3. And Ashton Foose with triple receivers to the near side. Low snap, and he is going to be hit and dropped.
Who's on the keeper?
Well, he didn't, not really drop, but great effort there by Ashton Foose, tackled at the line of scrimmage. Hilliard helped out on the stop, Coach.
You know, let's give credit where credit's due. The defensive line, especially for Douglas High School, has dominated the offensive line of Henry Clay. It looks like they've just held them completely stopped them, just like a wall.
Henry Clay looking for something positive here. We mentioned that they play Cooper, I believe, and then Douglas plays Connor. Is that right?
Yes.
Or was it just the opposite?
I think that was it.
Second down. Right side and running hard, and ball comes out. A big lineman picks it up, and he got the first down. That's big number 67 there, and Bronson Thomas. Thomas picked the ball up, and Bronson said, you know what? If my running backs can't do it, I can do it.
Lafayette had 17-14 again at half.
We mentioned that.
Yeah, so.
8 caused it.
Yeah, the hit calls that fumble, and big Bronson Thomas, so they have it at the 32. 10.5 to play. 36-3. The lead is for Frederick Douglass. Foose gives now and hit and stop there. That's going to be Trequan Green, the ball carrier.
Got some yardage there. That's okay. We'll take it.
Hilliard hit him, but I don't know if he tackled him, Coach.
Yeah.
Kind of Olay defense.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have another special announcement. We have a 7-year-old little boy, Andrew Webb.
Shaking up.
11-year-old boy, Andrew Webb. Your mama says it's time to come home.
A lot of parents up here in the press box telling their kids to get home.
What's going on with that?
So, second down. Foose. Ashton back, rolling right in, gets pressure, steps up, throws it, and it's going to be intercepted, but he's out of bounds, so it won't be an interception. So Foose just gets that one away. 9:35 to play in this game, and Douglas holding on to that 36-3 lead. And Kentucky plays Vanderbilt tomorrow night, Coach, and I like Kentucky in a close one.
I like Kentucky in a close one, too. Vanderbilt's a lot better than people think. They gave Notre Dame all they can handle.
Yeah, they did, and they gave Florida a great – they led Florida 21-3.
Yeah, I know. They let Florida come back on them.
I just went there and
So 3rd down and 7 at the 30-yard line. Wideouts to the near side. Motion by Harden. Foose back in the pocket. He's going to step up now. And Foose is going to keep it. And Foose is going to be hit down at the 27-yard line. Flag down on the play.
64 with a late hit.
Yeah, it looks like it. Let's look at that again.
Walker, I believe that was Walker Parks.
Well, if he calls that on 64 for a late hit, that's stretching a little
Will
bit.
Parks.
He just kind of tripped over a guy and fell on him.
I don't know why we keep wanting to call him Walker, but his name is Will Parks. Keep calling him Walker Parks. Huh?
Walker Parks, you're right.
It is?
Yeah. You're right.
Okay.
They're waving the flag off. That's what I
his
thought.
name's Walker Parks.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, they threw the flag for well, they were going to call a late hit on 64, but he tripped over his own man. So
he's a transfer, right?
Yeah, from LCA.
Yeah.
So they just waved that off, Gary.
He's a young man being looked at by Notre Dame, right? Am I right, Coach?
I don't know.
Yeah, he took.
Oh, the guy from LCA?
Yeah, he's playing at Douglas.
Yeah, yeah. I'm watching these officials. They're confused.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
When they get confused, I get confused.
It's 4th down. The clock is running. 8:50 to go.
It's raining out there too.
And it's starting to rain a little bit. William tells us on his. Giving out a Harden up the middle and down close to. I think he may have the first down.
It depends on the spot.
Yeah, I think Harden got it, Coach. It does depend on the spot, but I think Harden got the first down. Good effort there by Harden. We've seen him make a couple nice runs. Yeah, he got the first
it's raining.
down.
We're looking at the instant replay here, the monitor, Kentucky Loop monitor, and it is raining now. It's coming down.
I mean, from the press box here, you really can't tell that, can you, Coach?
No.
From our standpoint, but
no.
You can really see the rain, but. So we got a timeout on the field with 8 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the ball game. It's 36-3, and remind you that the Mingua Beef Jerky Game of the Week will take it on the road next week. Williams got some volleyball commitments. Depends on if he can get those worked out for Friday. If he can get set up early, we can do maybe Southwestern. Yeah, Southwestern and Catholic. That's an undefeated Southwestern team, Coach, playing Pulaski County tonight.
Yeah, I'm impressed with both of those teams, Catholic and Pulaski. Those teams are Southwestern. They match up really well, so that could be a really good game.
Return to the field.
First down
1st and 10.
at the 23-yard line. You got Steiner in there in the backfield, Coach. Godfrey and Jackson split out to the near side. And now Jackson, they give now to Harden. Harden breaks a tackle, and he's going to be tackled by several players.
Just nothing there, Gary. Nothing there at all.
Dorian Harden wondering where his blocking was.
Chase Creeks had 17-16. Just blocked the punt and scored with it.
41-0, Male over Manual.
Male's a good football team. Their defense is superior.
I still don't know how they lost to St. X. Looking past them, maybe?
Maybe. I don't see how.
I don't know how either, but still, I don't know how that happened.
The big surprise of the year is Trinity.
Yeah, they're 3-6. Foose airing it out down the right side, and it's going to be intercepted. Intercepted in the end zone and picked off by Perkins.
Perkins just, the ball was underthrown a little bit, and he just jumped up in front of the receiver and got it. That's the kind of effort that really gets you. It's really a good effort.
So Douglas will take it at the 20-yard line. Henry Clay just can't really get anything going tonight, Coach.
No, nothing at all, and they do have opportunities they can't seem to capitalize. So
Frederick Douglass would take a 9-0, and I was checking their schedule for you, and I'm going to revisit that because I'm not 100% sure if I was correct, but I know they play
Northern
next
Kentucky.
week. Yes, they play Cooper.
They play Cooper next week.
No, that's Henry Clay's at Cooper. Douglas plays Garner.
Yeah. Those two schools are pretty close to each other, aren't they?
About 10 minutes apart.
Yeah.
Backup quarterback and up to the 30-yard line. And is that Bean, Coach?
That's Bean.
Yep. Yeah, Montavian Bean, the backup quarterback, up to the 33-yard line, pick up about 13. And I don't think we're going to see Jones anymore tonight, Coach.
No, they shouldn't. They shouldn't put him in there at all. They're going to need him down the road now. And they're going to have to make sure that he's good and healthy.
Wandale Robinson out of Western Hills, Mr. Kentucky football finalist, and I think this Cameron Jones kid will probably be in that conversation as well.
I agree. And whichever one decides to go to UK will win it.
Well, we know he's going to Cincinnati, and the ball carrier, and he's going to be pulled down at the 35 after about a yard or so pickup. And that was Neal, the ball carrier, Darius Neal.
Douglas has done a great job of holding on to the ball tonight, too. I haven't seen any turnovers, per se. So their problem today, their only problem today has been penalties.
Darius Neal is the running back in there with Montavian Bean. 6:49 to play. And Douglas leads 36-3. Montavian Bean takes it right side, running with it to the 40, and run out of bounds near the chain, near the marker over there. It was Maynard, Cameron Maynard there, knocking him out of bounds.
First down, Broncos.
Another first down. They're just taking their time, letting that clock do the work now. That stopped the clock going out of bounds.
Barnhart threw a 75-yard touchdown.
LCA up 14-7 on Danville.
Line, 1st and 10.
All these games are close.
Frederick Douglass.
Boyle County 27, Western Hills 21 in the third.
27-21, Boyle leads Western Hills. Wandale probably having a pretty good game
yeah,
now.
You can't stop him. I mean,
3 touchdowns for him,
yeah, I would imagine. Boyle's got a really good defense, too.
Yeah, they do. Boyle County's they're loaded for bear. They're in there with Lex Cath 3A, but they're also in there with Belfry and Louisville Central. Those are their really biggest, teams to compete with year in, year out. But I like Boyle County this year. There's a Bean, keeper, and
nice tackle.
And good tackle there by Bronson Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas grabbed him, got a big bear hug on him.
Well, he got the fumble recovery earlier in this quarter, in the fourth quarter.
Nice job.
Do we have anything on GRC and Madison Central?
Game of 4. Let's call it 4 on the play.
It's a big third down play here.
Yeah, it'll be
second
down. Second and 5. 5 minutes, just 5:50 to go, Coach, in this football game. Douglas up 36-3.
All Douglas tonight.
Oh, yeah, all the time. This Douglas team's for real, Coach. They'll definitely contend for this 6A title. No doubt about it. Bean rolling to the right, keeps it, and he is going to be to the and trips himself up at the 37-yard line. Steiner was there. He'll be credited with the tackle, but I'm not sure anybody will get that tackle.
His toe caught in the turf and just fell forward. He's not happy either. He thought with that cutback he'd be in the end zone.
Yeah, Montavian Bean, 5:25, and turned on the Jets at the 45, took it down to the 37. 1st and 10 for the Broncos.
Bean's a little guy, too.
I remember he came in at quarterback for Henry Clay in the Bluegrass Bowl a couple years ago. Remember that?
Yeah. He did a good job, too. Came in.
There's Neal. And Neal's running good and upended at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, Couch was starting at quarterback, if you remember. And one of the Couches. And
Greg Couch.
And then Couch just gave up football. Greg just gave it up.
Yep.
I've heard. I guess he was tired.
Give that tackle number 7, Jordan Kimball.
Nice kid, though. I worked a little with him in a camp one time many years ago.
Good student. That's what Henry Clay puts out. They put out great academic kids, and, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's one of the best schools academically, and if not the best school in town.
2nd down. This coming from a man who taught for many years at Dunbar.
Timeout, Frederick.
So 4:27 to play in this game. And we want to thank, of course, all of our sponsors, Mingua Beef Jerky, Kentucky Orthodontics and Invisalign, Doctors Durbin, Dr. Morris, and Dr. Garner. $1,500 off. Anybody that mentions PrepSpin, that's $1,500 right there.
Bam.
Bam. Take it. UPS, the Kentucky Loop, Bob Roberts Insurance. I tell you, you do a great job with the Roberts Insurance halftime report.
And I appreciate Bob Roberts and his company for sponsoring halftime. It's a lot of fun to point out some of these things that we do at halftime, these UFOs and rules and so on.
Yeah, and Rob's talking to Joe Roberts the other day. He said that he's called a few games, Coach, and it's the Roberts Insurance halftime report. And Joe said they've really enjoyed sponsoring that this year. And they'll carry it over into basketball. We'll have the Roberts Insurance halftime report in basketball. So thanks to the Bob Roberts family over there in Richmond, Kentucky. I know they sponsor the KHSAA Hall of Fame as well. 37-yard line.
Oh,
ball
no.
goes through Bean. He dives back on it, and that is 21, Coach. That is Bruner. Yep, he's a freshman. Ice Bruner. Bruner.
For Douglas? What was his number?
Bruner. Ice Bruner.
Number 21 we think is Bruner.
I have Isaiah Klingston.
Right here, Coach. Bruner. Jesse Robinson. So Jesse Robinson to the they say Jesse Robinson now. They changed. Jesse Robinson is 21.
Number 7, Jesse
Robinson.
We got number changes, but that happens to us sometimes.
Yeah, it does.
Because coaches change numbers, and sometimes we don't get the word.
Jesse Robinson.
Jesse Robinson
is number 21.
So, thanks to that, to the Douglas coaching staff, right next to us in the press box.
Yeah,
that's how we got that. They heard us.
They heard us messing up, and they wanted to correct us.
She was watching down in Maryland, going, Annette was going, I think that's Mr. Robinson.
Yeah.
Number 11,
Mr. Robinson. I presume.
In punt formation.
So Crowd is set to punt.
Deep for the Blue Devils, Jacoby Godfrey.
Jacoby Godfrey back deep, and
Crowd
is almost blocked. Godfrey watches it sail well out of bounds.
Way out.
I think they're going to mark it up around the officials still coming up to about the 25-yard line. He may come up even further. Yeah, he's up to the 28-yard line.
Right. That ball shanked that one.
2 minutes, 48 seconds to play, and Douglas is going to pull out to 9-0 on the season, Coach.
Yep.
Just one game away from having a 10-0 season.
They should get it next week too. They should get that 10-0. I sure hope that
Cooper's
Cameron Jones is okay.
Cooper's pretty bad, Coach. Yeah. I think they've only won 1 or 2 games. I mean, Boone County's won 2 this year.
All right.
They won 2 games. They beat Holmes and they beat Dixie. Of course, Dixie hadn't won a game. Dixie Heights. They were playing Highlands, I think.
Hey, my old high school in Western Pennsylvania, they're playing in Mars.
In Mars?
Yeah.
Mars, Pennsylvania?
Yeah, Mars High School, yeah.
Here's the right side, and that's going to be Green, Taquan Green. We've seen Taquan run a couple of nice runs tonight. That was one of them right there, picked up 11 yards.
Yeah, really.
Up to the 40-yard line. So Douglas will win it. And it's one of the few games this year that, unless they score here late, that they're not going to have a running clock.
I know. They've had, everyone we've done.
Yeah, we've done 3 games. We did the Scott County game. Well, there wasn't a running clock in the Scott County game.
No.
28-7.
It was a good game, too.
So Green again, midfield. Green and down to the 40-yard line. That's a nice 20-yard run there by Taquan Green.
Taquan had nice acceleration that time. He kind of kicked it in gear.
Sure did. We're going to look at that again. That's a nice run by Green.
Just a little power kick out by the running back.
Do it, young man.
Bam.
Taquan Green. 20-yard pickup. That 11 is last carry, so 31 yards in his last 2 carries. That'll get it done.
Get some stats here.
Foose gives to Green again, and he is running hard again. Down, and there comes Kratos. No, who comes out of there with it? That's number 10 with the recovery, and he's to the 50. And
how in the world?
The recovery number. He came out of there, didn't he, Coach?
Yeah, I can't. It looked like he just stole the ball or something.
Dedrick Thomas.
See that again, William? That was I want to see how in the world that happened.
The tackle on that play goes to number 54, Malik McAlpin.
Hold on, I'm getting ready to show a replay if you want to see it.
Yeah, we're looking at that again. Williams got that queued up again. And here's the replay on that again, Coach. You can tell us what happened.
He's running the ball and just driving to get extra yards. He's being blocked, and the guy just pulls it out.
I think it was 22.
Yeah, just popped it out of his hands and just. That was just awful. You know, everything's going wrong for them, for Henry Clay tonight.
Robinson running that gun again, gives to Neal. And Neal's going to drive it up to down to the 44-yard line. The clock is running 1:29 to play. So Frederick Douglass will go to 9-0, and Henry Clay will go to 5-4. And that will mean that Douglass will get home field advantage throughout the playoffs, Coach.
Henry Clay has a history of starting slow and finishing strong, and they just ran into a buzzsaw here, that's all. They won 4 in a row, but, boy, I tell you, this is a whole different ballgame playing against this Douglas team.
Robinson looking over at the sideline. Jesse with 54 seconds to go in the game. Takes a snap, rolls left, and he's going to be dropped. Then dropped there by Steiner. And that may do it, Coach. I don't know if they even have to run another play. They might have to go down, take a knee, but 39 seconds.
Yeah, I believe the officials just let it go.
Yeah, they probably just let it wind down. Good job by the officiating crew tonight, led by Joseph Amerman, the referee. Good job by those guys. And good win for the Douglas Broncos, Coach. They go to 9-0. They have won 19 football games out of 22.
That's a pretty good record for a good start for a starting program.
Yep. Henry Clay, they will drop to 5-4 on the season and head to the playoffs. And I believe they get a home game in the playoffs, don't they, Coach?
They do.
So down
and they'll get that first one, yeah.
And it's all over. Frederick Douglass 36, Henry Clay 3. And the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Game of the Week from Henry Clay's Jake Bell Stadium. And we want to thank, of course, William Warfield, Mike Meehan, all the coaches, Sam Simpson and Brian Landis of Douglas High School. The final score, the Douglas, William, do we want to give any stats or just that's it? So it's all over, 36-3. Douglas wins it over Henry Clay. This is Gary Ball from Jake Bell Stadium here at Henry Clay, where the Douglas Broncos defeat Henry Clay 36-3, and you've watched it exclusively here on the leader, PrepSpin.com.